You just can't say
you
the
can
actual
say it.
word.
You can say it, right? Say it.
No, I'm good.
Say it. You want to say it? Say it. I'll say it with you.
No, you can say it by yourself.
Don't do that.
Merry Christmas, everybody. We got off to a great start. Welcome, everybody, to PSVG's 2024 Wrapped Christmas Show, whatever the hell we call this anymore. It used to be the Christmas show. Now it's being recorded December 7th, several weeks ahead of Christmas. So I don't even know if you can even call it. Can we even call it Christmas anymore?
Yeah, sure.
No, really Christmas.
I mean, look, we could just release it on Christmas and boom, it's a Christmas episode.
Yeah.
It's not lying. Nobody would know any different, except the fact we already committed to releasing on Monday. So
We did?
yeah,
Yes.
I didn't commit to shit.
That ain't right. I didn't sign nothing.
I ain't commit to a
You
motherfucking
didn't
thing.
sign
Y'all
anything.
get this bitch when y'all get it.
Well, you got to listen to the end of the 3.5 hour show.
Y'all might. Have we done enough for y'all? Y'all got an 8-hour podcast one week,
We're taking a
7-hour
month off.
podcast another week. Shut the fuck up and enjoy the shit.
Damn straight.
You get it when
We're
you
going
get
on
it.
vacation.
Ungrateful bastards.
Wow.
So
Wow.
hurtful to the above 50 crowd.
oh yeah. Don't alienate your fan base, Delvin.
Wow.
That's a good point.
35%.
They're probably all sleeping anyway. That,
How fucking
They're
old
like
is
me.
PSVG? They're like, our demographics 48%, 55 years older. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You get to Shaq, it's like everybody's 25, 35. I was like,
Yeah.
you fucking old heads.
yeah, they just like me.
I love it.
Old and
I love
cranky.
it.
They're like, God damn.
I love that
And then
they
it's
listen
getting
to
late.
the show where we routinely trounce on the Atari and the NES like over and over and over.
I think
Yes.
it's that they just start it and forget to turn it off. It just runs.
It just runs.
Pretty much. Got to take the Metamucil.
It's
And
like
then I
They probably
want
fall asleep during the show.
I can listen
like
to
I
it
do.
with
Stats
family,
are all over the
or I can
place.
listen to this podcast. So I'm just going to listen to the
It's gotta
podcast.
be like traumatic. They're like, man, I love Delvin. It's my favorite podcaster. Delvin's like, I love, what was that damn NES game you were talking about? Xenonauts or the Phantasma
That's a
of,
lot of them. All of
what
them.
was that shit that we looked up? And
Fedaxu?
he's like, Famatsu or whatever. He's like, I love it. And we're like, that's shit. It's proper shit. Nobody wants to play this garbage.
It's a lot of hate.
And your fan base keep coming back for more. They're like, I love this shit.
I have a funny story. But I
Oh,
want to tell that on
God,
the show.
Here we
Well,
go.
then don't say that.
No,
You
I
don't
can
get
say
to
it.
say I
No,
have
you
a
don't
funny
get to
story
cue it
and then
up
not tell
And
the
not
story.
drop it.
Of
Yeah,
course I do.
no.
That's the,
No,
that's the
you
whole
don't.
fun part of it.
No.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
I just did it.
You're going to give us a story.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Give us a story.
For some reason, I was looking at the Spotify list and all that stuff because I noticed some people who are in the PSVG community who are on the show don't listen to PSVG. I'm like, what the fuck is this about?
Why would you listen to the show you're on?
Right.
Listen to other. There's other shows, Donnie.
Oh, you mean why listen to all the other shows? I
Not
listen to
everybody's
Bored
like
Video
me and you,
Games.
Donnie.
I'm Bored with Video Games' #1 fan. I'm sure their demographic just says me.
They don't listen to us.
It's just a face of me.
More video games don't listen to us. They won't listen to us.
Donnie is the 0.01%.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like the
Listen to it all.
99.8%. It's like me and Brendan. We are Bored with Video Games listeners. According to the Discord, we're the only two people that ever comment on the show.
Yes, that's pretty accurate.
So,
But-
yeah.
I was looking at the reviews, right? By the way, people,
Uh-oh.
Donnie never talks about it.
Don't ever do that.
Don't, please, go review the shows. Go give 5-star reviews because some of the reviews.
They're going to
Oh.
give us some 1-star reviews. Is what's going to happen.
Oh no!
You remind
So-
people
okay
that
with
they can
those.
review something. They're going to let us know what they think. They're going to be
I'm
like,
here
they
for
got
that.
some white kid on here fucking dunking on Zanatsu or whatever.
Oh, that's why I brought it up. I'm gonna see if I can find the review.
I mean, look,
Oh,
you can
boy.
review it all you want. The reality is, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, the amount is fuck 'em.
In fact, I think 1 stars can be a badge of honor for us. You know, if we
I
get
try.
something that
I try
off,
hard.
that they wanted to take their time
I
to write a
found it.
review.
All
I
right,
found
here we
it.
go.
It's 4 years ago. This review
Oh, great.
was,
Good
and it
stuff.
says, "Not subscribing, 4 stars."
Damn.
4 stars.
4
All
stars, not subscribing.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
I was about to subscribe, but
Uh-oh.
after the last episode, lack of knowledge and dismissal of the new additions to the NES and SNES.
We are fucking on brand. That is a badge of honor. Fuck them.
I like it.
Take your Star Tropics shit bullshit somewhere else, okay? Nobody wants it.
Star Trek.
I saw those. I mean, listen,
Fucking ice climbers and
this was Donnie.
bullshit. Get this shit out of here.
As soon as I saw this was Donnie's fault.
100%. 100% it is. And it might be the thing I'm most proud of. I have a Nintendo show that routinely dunks on this shit, and I love it.
Yes.
I love it so much.
Yes, it quite made me laugh a lot when I saw that. Like, what in the world? And they gave us 4 stars. They were like,
Yeah.
I should have read the last part.
I don't know anything about the Nintendo.
Great show.
So that's basically that review.
It is what it is.
I'm here for it.
No. The last part, which also made me laugh, was
I'll be the
I'm not giving you a low rating because the conversations were good enough.
There you go. There you go. Magic on it. Magic on it.
we should put that on the website. PSVG, a video game podcast that's good enough.
Good enough.
Yeah.
Our
That is the new
conversations
slogan.
are good enough.
No
my
expert
whole life.
analysis.
That's been my
No
whole
best
life.
of anything.
Good enough.
Good enough.
Good enough.
That review said, "Listen, you're not the worst I had. You good enough.
Good
Okay,
enough.
Hey, you know what?
Good enough. I'll listen to you.
I did some
Sometimes.
things.
If I have nothing else to listen to, I might press play on your podcast.
Yes. You're like a good, strong 7.5 on the IQ
Suda
scale.
6, baby.
Nah.
That's all we're trying to do.
Sometimes
Podcast
it's
is like-
6.5.
Nice.
It's like if I'm feeling lonely on a Wednesday, I might listen.
All right. This is our 2024 recap. So we're going to recap the year that was. We're going to give you our favorite games. We're going to talk about some stuff we're looking forward to in 2025. And then we are off until 2025. I want to clarify. I want to make sure that I have this right. Is everybody's order of the cameras the same as mine? So like I see me, Chalfie, Haley, Delvin, Dev, TPR, Snertz. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah,
All right, so that's the order we will go around. So I'm not having to keep calling people every time. We'll just round robin until we're done. This has become a tradition around PSVG. We've done it a bunch of different ways, but we've done this, I think, 6 or 7 years in a row. Pour one out. Shout out to Rebecca. She's been this is her first time missing since she's been here with me every year on this thing, which is something none of you other fucks can say. So I miss Rebecca today, but we'll make do without her. I was hoping she'd send me some stuff, but she never did.
I was here because she forced me here one year.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, she doesn't like when you miss things.
Particularly me. Like no one else. Everyone else can leave and fuck off. I
Hey,
have to be there.
Delvin,
I mean, she
every
likes you.
year since I've been part of
Yeah.
PSVG, I've been here. So
It means you got a shot, man. Shoot your
can't,
shot.
can't call me
No,
out
I
on
don't have a shot.
anything.
Shoot your
I don't have a
shot.
shot enough. I don't have a
You
shot.
got a
enough.
shot. Shoot your shot.
No,
Yeah,
that's not
you
how
make
that
her
works.
feel safe, so that's
You
why
got
you
the
got to
swag.
show up.
Get that fucking white linen on
Yeah.
and handle your business.
There it
That's
is.
not how that works.
Done.
Get that
That's not how it works at
flowy
all.
ass shirt going.
Right.
Get the fan and
That's
send
not how it
her
works.
like a
Top 4
poem or
buttons
something.
Loose.
Mhm. Show her what the fuck gold coin means.
No, I sure would go crazy. That's a whole other conversation, Donnie.
That's a whole nother conversation.
That's a
Isn't
whole
that the
conversation.
conversation you want to have? I think that's the conversation
Right.
he's telling you to have.
Right.
sir.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like gold coin's not up for the task. I mean,
Look,
That's a whole
you
other
want to go play in the snow, so go play in the snow.
Right, exactly.
Whoa. I'm not answering that at all. I'm not saying anything to that one.
there's a few of us that got that, and there's a few that did
Absolutely
it.
not.
There's a
Not
few that
saying
did
that.
it,
'Cause I
and
was
the
like,
reaction shows.
I'm not
Dr.
saying anything to
Umar
that at all.
Ain't even
wants-
a real doctor, all right?
he wants to play with the bunnies.
That is true. He is not. He is in fact
Dr. Umar
not
ain't
a
a real
doctor.
doctor.
Rebecca, this is what happens when you're not around.
Yeah.
not good.
Yes.
Anyway,
Level up the effort, Delvin.
let us recap the stories that were 2024 in gaming. Foreshadowing. It's not great. It's not like a fun. It's not a fun list of stories. This is very decade of horror-ish, but I'm going to do it. And if you guys have anything that you'd like to add, please feel free to interrupt. Picking up where 2023 left off, more layoffs and studio closures occurred throughout 2024 as
Correct.
Twitch, Unity, Discord, Microsoft, Riot, Eidos, Sony, EA, Sega, Take-Two, Bungie all had mass layoffs. Microsoft closed Arcane Austin, Alpha Dog. They sold Tango to Krafton after they laid off half of the studio. Toys for Bob went independent following the Activision acquisition. Embracer sold off Saber Interactive. Meta closed Ready at Dawn. Take-Two Interactive sold off Private Division, and GameStop shut down Game Informer. That's brutal.
Yeah.
Jesus, it feels like that. I mean, that was the year.
That feels like there's no more gaming. Like gaming just died.
we had little blips of positive energy, only to immediately be shut down by 1,000 new people being laid off or cut or somebody being closed or some shit. And I didn't even really talk about Ubisoft and everything the hell that's going on over there. So,
but on the bright side, everything's Xbox.
Right, everything is an Xbox.
Activision, that finally done.
I think Xbox laid off the most people, so I don't know how good that is.
The unemployed people are also Xboxes.
Is that a positive thing?
Unemployed people are also Xbox.
I'm unemployed. I'm an Xbox.
I'm an Xbox.
Jesus.
Wow.
Yes.
That's on brand. You can't argue with it. That's on
No,
brand.
you can't. You can't.
Yes.
Let's hope 2025 is better.
No.
Like that'd be great
Probably not.
if 2025
won't
was
be.
better at this.
Mine can only go up.
Yeah. 2024 hardware-wise brought us the Vision Pro from Meta.
The who?
We had the Atari 400 and 7800 Plus.
Hit the cricket.
Crowd goes mild. Nintendo released an alarm clock.
Yay!
That is the biggest thing this year.
A year ago, we all would have been like Switch 2 for sure. Nope. You fuckers get Alarmo and you'll be happy.
Yes.
That name, too. It just sounds made up.
Is it really called Alarmo?
It's
Yes,
really
it is.
called Alarmo.
Really
That's the name.
It sounds like an entry level improv group, and they're like, I don't know, let's just call it Alarmo.
Dev, it has
some
more
shit from The
themes than the
Simpsons.
Switch does.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Homer made it up.
Yeah,
it has
something's
more
pretty
themes
cool.
than the Switch does. That's all you need to know about Alarmo.
I'm getting it for my son.
Good.
Okay.
It's like $100.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's $100 alarm clock. And guess what? It yells at you when you don't get up.
Oh, yeah.
Even better.
It
I'm
tracks
tired
your
of dragging him out of
motion.
bed.
It tracks your motion in bed.
That
It's not
seems like
creepy.
I have a
worthy
$100 alarm
investment.
clock. It's called Amazon Echo.
Unless you're in bed with more than one person. And then it
Oh.
can't
So if you're
register
fucking-
you anymore.
That's
You're
very
screwed.
not on Nintendo brand. All right. Look
Yeah,
at
I
that.
really wanted
This
to
is
make the
the-
coin sound with every thrust. I wanted to.
That's what I was about to say. Every
Yeah.
time
You can't do
like
that.
a
You
one-up
just
sound.
keep putting
Yeah.
coins in the slot until you hit the jackpot.
Yeah, you can't.
Oh, chill.
Can't do that.
Whoa.
And then when you bust it, say, "Da-da-da-da-da."
No, that's the Zelda thing. Da-na-na-na-na-na-da-da-da-da.
I don't know. It depends on your end result. It might be like a oh no.
Womp womp.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Off to a
PlayStation gave us the PS5 Pro for $1,500 or however much it costs, and
In Canada.
the anniversary editions of the Portal and the PS5 Slim. So that's nice hardware we
You
got.
should have just called this PlayStation became Nigerian scammers.
Mm.
Here you
Yeah.
go. Here's the same console. It looks a little bit better. Twice the price.
Xbox gave us a digital Series X that's all white. They gave us the Rob edition.
Yeah.
So,
Boy, that could
Nintendo.
go, that comic could go either way.
Really could. So many
it was
different avenues.
intended exactly as you heard it. Okay.
Bingo.
Don't forget there was the
Nailed it.
speckled version.
The speckled.
Oh, yeah,
egg.
there was the
God,
Galaxy
how could we
edition,
forget
too,
about
Yeah,
the speckled egg edition?
yeah,
So
the one like it had
basically, the
STD.
Xbox got vitiligo and then went all the way over.
The We Drop Pain in the Warehouse edition.
Yeah.
Look here, a challenger approaches. Welcome to the
I'll
show.
tell you the place to be.
Nintendo wasn't left out. We got a Zelda edition Hyrule Switch Lite, which
That was cool.
as an owner of is gorgeous. I can 100% get behind that one. Steam Deck released a Steam Deck OLED and an all white edition. And then we also got the Riffmaster guitar. Did anybody buy any other gaming hardware that I missed out on? Not counting
well,
the 80
Lenovo,
different
go.
Chinese handheld variants.
What about the analog? Oh wait, that's coming out next year.
Yeah,
The Lenovo Go came out this year, didn't it?
I have no idea.
It's called the
Yeah, it
Legion
did.
Go.
Yeah,
Legion
the
Lenovo
Legion
Go.
The Legion
Same
Go.
shit.
Lenovo Go.
The Lenovo Go, baby.
Did the G Clock come out this year or was that last year?
No, that was 2 years ago.
That was 2 years
Oh,
ago.
no.
That's
The
so
Legion
old.
Go was this year.
So much hardware comes out that it's just like, when did that come out?
Did we, Donnie? Did we make the trade this year? Or was that last year?
I think that was this year.
Was it?
This was this year because you got the portal.
Portal came
Yeah.
out this year.
Yeah,
That is correct.
yeah. You know,
That was a good trade,
stuff.
and especially
It was.
now that there's like the cloud-based stuff is happening,
Yeah.
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Got the
Jack's-
portal with some conditional
still-
draft picks.
He loves the Steam Deck. He won't come off
Yeah.
of it. I've tried to get it from him
It was a double.
half
win.
dozen times. He won't have it. I tried to give the PS5 for it. I was like, you just have this. He was like, nah.
He's like, I'm good.
Yeah, he loves that thing.
Delvin loves
Um,
Steam Deck too. He's Steam
yeah.
Deck fan.
He really
Delvin
is.
Jr. is on Steam all the time, and I know this because every time I'm doing something on the computer, it's like Delvin Jr.'s playing this. Delvin Jr.'s
Yeah.
playing this.
on Lenovo
Delvin
Go.
Jr.'s watching porn.
Tell that
I was
man
saying,
to get a
Delvin
job.
Jr.'s
I was
playing,
not going there, okay?
I'm gonna get Delvin Jr. that game.
Do not
Yeah,
hype
right.
us
I
on
was
that
gonna say
game.
Delvin Jr. is playing Delvin Sr.'s hentai games.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely
Steam will
not.
let you know right away. You
When the
are
Steam family
playing
plan turns on you,
hentai.
Delvin.
Look,
Right.
I've learned once we sign to the same network, I'm like, I can't buy these games now.
Yeah. When his son
Yeah.
says, "Don't come in, Dad. I'm playing football."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I may need a new Steam Deck account.
Oh,
You need a burner?
Yeah.
And
Kevin
some
Durant?
wifeys.
Delvin Cox too.
Baby,
Don't
baby
even
oil.
try. Just
Baby
put
oil.
a two.
Uh,
Just put a two by it.
You should have just joined our family. You should have
That's
joined our
true.
family.
That's true. It's too late now.
So y'all can get all the porn games.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just, yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
I'm not
no
afraid of
Delvin
it
Jr.
like
on
you.
our
I don't
account.
live in shame. I'm let my free flag fly.
Yeah.
I really could see Donnie on these streets. Like, do you guys see this game? It's like, you're
Oh,
at a
yeah.
bus stop, sir.
Yeah, Samurai Maiden, Shinran Kagura. Have you played Shinran Kagura? I played that shit in front of my. She was like, "What are you playing?"
A great game, man.
I was like,
A
"Girl,
great
smack
game.
the other girl in the ass."
You're like,
That one I
I'm
have
just-
played.
I'm just
This is
collecting
foreplay
ideas.
for later.
Yeah,
Good
right.
stuff.
I'm just letting you know what it is.
Mhm. The IOC discontinued the Mario and Sonic series. Be no more Mario and Sonic Olympic Games. It's done.
That's
Oh, no.
disappointing.
that's yeah.
Oh no.
Anyway.
Anyways.
Mario versus Sonic at the grocery store. Mario versus Sonic at the food stamp office.
VR
Mario
in
versus
the
Sonic at the
food
Soul
stamp office.
Train
Mario
Music
Sonic.
Awards.
Uh,
So this
you
is
know
Mario
what?
and
Hey,
Sonic, the black version, huh?
Give me the
that's all he's trying to do. Yeah.
Give me
Yeah.
the Source Awards battling. I'm with it. That one, okay.
Wow,
Well, Shadow does carry a gun, so that could
that's
work.
true.
Wow.
Facts.
Wow, you had to say the black one, huh? Okay.
And
Goddamn
Nintendo shut down the Wii U and 3DS online services and eShops. Those systems are finite.
That was fun
Finished.
because I remember
Good
everybody going to buy everything they can from them.
Bye.
Mad dash.
Do crimes. Those things are so easy to
Yeah.
hack. Do crimes.
People are like, what are we gonna do? Like,
Here you go, Delvin.
dude,
13-year-old Willis Gibson reaches the NES version of Tetris's kill screen. The first person to ever recordedly do so, according to the Guinness Book of World Records.
what you talking about, Willis?
Right.
That's it.
Anytime there's a Willis.
It's done.
Has to be done.
Nintendo and the Pokemon Company filed a lawsuit against Power World. That was a big story this year.
One of the many lawsuits they filed this year.
That's
Right.
yeah, they've
You
got
look
many
at
in the
Nintendo
works.
this year wrong, bitch. You getting sued?
And they dismantled
Them and
YouTube.
Drake suing
Yeah, I was gonna
everybody.
say they're really like the Drake of video games.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
1,000%.
The
I got that
Nintendo
reference.
Museum opened in Kyoto, and Nintendo launched Nintendo Music. Are there any other gaming news stories that were on your 2024 list that I didn't mention?
I don't know if I'd say it's a news story as it was a sort of news trend. And that was like, I think we had the year 2 of the sort of underdog type games, or like, where did this come from type of thing. Black Myth, Helldivers. Really
Electro.
wasn't expecting those to have the popularity that they did. You know, and we had quite a few. No one saw like the rise of like Balatro the way it did. It was just like, what are these? fucking games?
Helldivers definitely took off.
Oh, it
Yeah.
did.
And then it
That's a big
also definitely like went away.
Yeah.
Like,
And that was
it crusted up, and then it went way down.
That's the trend for the year. That definitely was it. It was like hyperbole.
I don't listen, PlayStationers. I meant no ill will. It just definitely fell out. Like it definitely stopped being the meme and the viral sensation.
I have
like
one.
It went away quickly.
Concord. Donnie's
Yes, Concord.
Oh,
That's the one.
thank you. Yeah,
That's
I didn't
the one.
even mention that one. It wasn't here long enough for me to even remember and put it on.
It was here for 2 weeks.
That one really got it gone too.
That is a great story. Like, not a great story, but that is a wild story.
It's an interesting story.
We
For
developed
sure.
a whole
For a
damn
good time or a
game,
long
put
time.
millions in, launched it, let people buy it,
Develop
and then
the
said,
universe.
psych, never mind. That
You know what
just
Sony
shit
should have
didn't
done is
happen.
they should have sold some holiday airbrushed like RIP shirts for Concord.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They made
Should've.
they
With
controllers.
the empty hot sauce bottle, right? It's just like
Oh,
R.I.P.
no.
And the hot sauce is like tipped over on the side and kind of spilling out into the shirt.
They've also got that.
Fucking love
They've
it.
got that epic secret level coming for Concord too, which is like none of those
Yeah.
characters were in the game at all, and it's
It's
like
gonna be an
wow.
Amazon show.
Well,
What
no
a
one's in the
story.
game now. So the game's
What a
dead.
story. Well, like, look, I think we probably did this when it happened. On is the idea that like the game being bad would do more damage to the brand, so that's they just turn it off.
Mhm.
Is that the idea? Like, why not just leave it as it is and just let it just be there? Like, fucking Foam Stars is still there.
There's nobody
Right.
playing
There's-
these games. I'm turning this server off. They're just cutting cost. And it's not
How
even
much
about
could that
the bad.
cost?
Yeah, but
Enough
it's
to where
live
they're like,
service
there's no
game.
point.
You got to
Peace.
keep patching it. You got to do balance stuff.
But you don't
People
have
are
to. You
really-
could just like leave it as it is.
Why?
And then
Why?
you're known as the
Donnie,
company
when only
that doesn't
25,000
upgrade their
Foam Stars
games.
is
These were
still there.
sold. Paying for
No,
that
Foam
is
Stars
not.
is still there.
Who gives
Well,
a
Foam
fuck
Stars
about
is
Foam
ending
Stars?
Foam Stars
Right,
is
but
ending too.
It outlived. No, it's not. It's not. They're ending development. It's still
Right.
allowing to play.
But that's on Square, not on PlayStation.
That's crazy.
Concord
That's
was PlayStation. They said, "Nah,
that's crazy. People
we're
own
done."
discs of Concord, and they're like, "No, you don't."
Yeah.
That's wild.
Which is another reason why. What's the point of owning anything physical?
Yeah.
Well,
Just give up.
discs, when cartridges maybe, but not discs.
Give up everything.
In remembrance, Akira Toriyama, the famed creator of Dragon Ball and Chrono Trigger and Dragon Quest and Blue Dragon, passed away. So did Rachel Lillis, the voice actor for Jessie, Misty, and Jigglypuff.
Correct.
Atsuno Tanaka, the voice actress of Bayonetta and Lara Croft. Tony Todd, horror icon, obviously. Also the voice of Venom.
Yes.
And Locust in Indiana Jones, which I did not know. Bernard Hill, known as King Theoden from Lord of the Rings, also known as Sir Walter in Fable. And Carl Weathers, best known as Apollo Creed, who also did work in Mercenaries Playground, Mortal Kombat X, and The Artful Escape. We lost them all this year.
Quincy Jones, James Earl Jones as well.
Yeah.
My grandma. Top of the list.
Yep.
Yes, Delvin's
Yeah,
grandma.
yeah.
That was-
All
All
of
of
Haley's pets, apparently.
All of their
Yeah.
Yeah, all of my pets.
Every
Literally
one of
within-
Haley's pets.
Literally,
Yeah.
literally
Every-
within 2 weeks of each other.
Every day, Haley just
Listen,
depressing me
listen.
more and more.
Listen, that fan takes everything, okay? Like, it takes
Oh yes,
It's
yes.
the-
My
it's
pets
the
killed
sound-
my animals.
It's the sound waves like they had in Cuba, right? With the CIA, right? They got the.
Her fans, the Babadook.
I'm not turning it on again. Don't ask me.
The fan giveth, and it
and the
taketh
fan
away.
take it away.
Like,
All right, cool.
The fan is the Reaper, man.
I also believe the guy who did the announcing, the narrator of Dragon Ball Z, passed away as well. So they had two kids to that
Jesus.
community.
I didn't catch that one.
Was it this year or last year that
Dragon
the voice
Ball Z.
actress for Tess from The Last of Us passed away as well?
I think it was last year.
Okay.
Yeah. Normally, this is not something I think we've ever done on the show. It just felt like there was a lot this year. You know, like there's just a
Yeah.
lot more. It was like, I think every year there's like one or two, but this year it felt like this is a damn
Oh, it was.
dozen or
Yeah.
more. And like these are not to demean any of the other ones, but these are like significant contributions to video games, like big franchise, long-standing, multiple release video games. You know, we're talking about damn Jessie and Misty. It's the voice of everybody's damn childhood. Anybody that watch Pokemon, not you, okay, with your old ass, okay. Take your senior citizen ass
Look.
back, okay. Get your
And
damn
the
early bird
48% of
special.
people who
Get
listen
your
to this
early
shit.
bird special somewhere else, okay. You ain't got to be shitting on Pokemon.
Fuck Pokemon.
That doesn't have to happen.
yeah, that was a staple of, like me, I guess in school, like high school, I want to say. That was, yeah, I loved it. I used to watch Pokemon a lot. Pokemon, Digimon.
Of course.
Digimon now. I'm here for that.
God.
Digimon was cool.
Pokemon.
Oh, you know what I want to toss in real quick because I think a lot of us come from
Salad.
this world too. Is just yeah. Hey, you're gonna feel real bad. R.I.P. to Gabe Patillo from Married to the Games.
Yeah,
damn it, Chaffee.
Gabe as well.
That
Yeah.
was-
Thanks, Delvin.
Thanks, Delvin.
God damn it,
Thank you,
Chelsea.
Delvin.
Nah, that dude I think really like connected with a lot of us. That
Oh,
A lot of us.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, it was for our
100%.
show.
just that one for our own independent.
Half of us
community.
wouldn't know each other if it wasn't.
Correct.
for
Yeah,
his
exactly.
show.
If not for Gabe, I never
100%.
would have found PSVG. So
Same.
100%.
Same. So just that was a big loss, I think, for our community. Delvin.
Yeah, very much so.
Thanks for making jokes, Delvin.
Yeah,
Wow.
Delvin.
Damn.
Jeez.
What a dick.
Sorry, I shouldn't be so funny. Shouldn't be the comic relief for this show.
It's the wrong show, sir. It's the wrong show. Don't do that over here.
Goddamn. No, that's not Cadillac. He's only the comic relief.
Shout out to
Fucking always
Gabe. I
talking
said it
about
before. I said it when it happened. I want to say it again because you're right. He's very important to us, and I do want to take
Yes.
a moment. I should have wrote that down. I feel bad that I didn't. Gabe was amazing. He was an amazing person, just an individual, a superb man of God. As somebody
Yes.
who's a non-believer, I look at him and I'm like, just a shining example of what I think non-believers want people to be. I knew Gabe for a decade, and I've met Gabe and I talk with Gabe, and a thing that's very dear to me is that Gabe and I shared a kindred spirit on games. We didn't share a whole lot. There's not a whole lot of overlap between me and Gabe's life. But the thing that brought us together is he liked a lot of the same games I liked and vice versa.
Yeah.
And when I
waited
recommended
for
a
your
game,
input and took
and
it
when
for real.
he recommended a game, like that was a thing. We had that bond together. So we talk frequently for years just about games. And I can tell you this, as somebody who is loud and as outspoken as I am and questions everything and gets into debates, at no point ever in our entire relationship did he ever pull me aside and be like, hey, I need to preach to you or I want to talk to you. And it was never that. He was like, man, you've got your thing and I've got my thing and I respect you. And I got to tell you, that is hard found.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many dozens of other instances where I have where it's the opposite of that, right? Where it really gets involved and becomes a whole different thing. And I got to tell you, from my vantage point, I have so much respect for him, like living that life without being like super preachy about it. I never got that
what it's
impression. with him.
supposed to be.
You know, and it's like
Correct.
you look at him and you're like, man, he just is that. He just is the example of that. And he's the embodiment of that, but not like beat you over the head, show me, like, see me do it about it. And
It was really without judgment.
it really, like,
That's
it's so
it.
hard
It
to
was supposed to be.
explain to other people that didn't know exactly how true that is, Chalfie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I was able to spend time with him twice, and the first time we hung out, just to kind of give an example of what like Donnie's saying, he's like, "Listen, I haven't eaten yet. I want to go eat something." I was like, "Cool." So then he sat down and he's like, "If you don't mind, you don't have to join. I just say my prayer. I'm gonna say my prayer." He said his prayer. He ate, and then we drank cocktails. Like, like the odd contrast in it all. And then we just fucking cracked jokes and talked and cussed, and it was like, it didn't feel like it had to be light and formal or all those perceptions that we have
Exactly.
of people who walk
Yes.
that path.
It's the point I'm trying to
was
make.
someone who just let you live.
Yeah. And there's so
He's
many
the example
examples.
It should be. That's
of-
exactly what it should be.
There's so many examples of people not being that.
Yeah.
Claiming to be that and not being that. And I think that's for people like me. There's a lot of us that are like, no, I've seen the other side of that. I don't want any part of it.
Mhm.
He literally wasn't. Like, if you meet him, you're like, I could to take it into tea. I could
It's-
fuck with this. Like I could get
instantly
down and like, you know, like it's very inspiring. He was just a really great dude, a really great dude, like
Mhm.
literally the best of us. And it showed at his funeral. His funeral was incredible. We should
Yeah.
all be so damn lucky.
It literally was an event in the
It
truest
really,
sense.
really was. Man, wow.
There's
Shout out
so
to
much
Gabe.
I could say about that,
Yeah.
but like that is exactly what Jesus would do. Like
Yeah.
the way Gabe did it is exactly how
Mhm.
Jesus was. If you've ever read any of the Bible, like he was not preaching or beating. No, he just lived his life.
He
And we
lived
saw
his
the
life.
example.
He gathered
And he did it.
diversity.
Yeah, You were with it, and you roll with them, or you didn't. And even if you didn't, he's like, we still good. Like,
Yeah, we still love you. We want you to be
Yeah.
like, we can still do like exactly.
unlike all these other fake ass Christians.
It's incredible, man.
'Cause, I mean,
Gabe was awesome.
Yeah,
God, such a
Game was
loss.
amazing.
when
I
we got
think-
to hang out at E3, like how wild and diverse was that room when we were all in there?
So
like,
wild.
man, like
was
one
great.
to have all these strangers together, and we were just chilling like
Mhm.
friends.
Yeah,
Like it was a great night.
it really was.
The thing that I hate most, and the thing I think we said this when it happened, I'd like to reiterate it. It really sucks because in so many ways it feels like we lost the best of us.
Yeah.
Like he's better than most all of them. I'm not speaking to any of you. I definitely am speaking to me. Like of all the people that can make an impact in the world, we lost the best person fit for it.
Yeah.
And
I'm a
that
selfish piece
doesn't
of shit, man.
feel
So he's probably way
fair.
better than me.
Like it doesn't feel fair. I'm the same way, sir. I'm like, God, I'm not doing anything to help anybody. like he was, man, he was incredible, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gabe definitely made you want to be the best version of yourself.
He really did.
For me, he just
Yeah.
didn't want to be the best version of myself. Without him ever saying or doing anything, you
Yeah.
just see Gabe and how he moves, and you're like, man.
And he
I
just
wanna
planted
be
that
like
seed in your head, and
He did.
it just grew.
He was
So
great.
It did.
just rest in peace to
Amazing
one of the
dude.
best ones I think
Yeah.
we've come in
Shout out
contact
to
with.
Gabe. Shout out to Mary to the Games. Tough year for you guys.
Yeah.
All right. So before we get into our favorite games of the year, I just want to ask, and I know I'm somewhat a loaded question after I just read everything I just read. How'd you feel about this year gaming wise?
We're conflicted.
Uh,
So you remember at the beginning of this year, me and Delvin were both like, it's We were
Yeah.
both feeling very about this year.
Yeah.
Correct.
That did not. It's That's how I feel.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't anything that really like drew me in. I mean, according to the internet, the year was very polarizing. It's either great or a disaster. But for me, it was just like, it's fine. You know? Like I had a great time with
It's
Spider-Man
good
2.
enough.
Wasn't the best game I ever played in my life, you know?
Yeah, at the time, at the beginning of the year, you're right, Deb. At the time, it was a very like common thing. All the podcasts were talking about how terrible 2024 was going to be, and I was fighting that counter stance. I was like, "No, there's going to be a lot of good games come out this year. I think it's going to be better than I thought." A lot of those games have been delayed. A lot of those games did not come out this year, and then but I mean, I still had just gaming wise, I had a lot of fun time with games this year. But like I said earlier, it just never felt like you could really enjoy it for too long.
Yeah.
Because every fucking day there's another terrible story to read. you
Yeah,
know?
that's what I meant by conflicted too. Like a lot of good stuff that I enjoyed playing came out this year, but then every day, here's another 500 people without a job. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the contrast of that is here's another 500 people without a job, and then here's like these amazing profits.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. They're raising the prices on products that are already out there just constantly. Yeah, exactly that. Growth. We're there hearing all about growth and profit margin. Like, we don't give a fuck.
Mm-mm.
Just make good games.
We're not on your team.
Yeah.
Not even a little bit.
I actually pay you for this.
Right. Like, we don't
Yeah.
benefit at all.
I don't know. I thought the Q1's earning report was particularly fascinating.
Were you heavily inspired?
Yes.
Yeah, it just reminds me of my day job. That's why
Just
I love
really
it so much.
rallied
Crunching
behind it.
numbers, making sure we're in budget, making sure
Oh
those
my
profits
God.
are up. Make sure those shareholders are happy. If they're happy, I'm happy.
Wow.
Is that why you have the Snurts plate in the back? You got a new vanity plate that just says Q1?
You got those dividends. Those
Right.
dividends started to
Just
pay
those
out.
profit margins.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I wonder if I could show it without screwing stuff up. I actually have a New York one too.
I thought he was about to
Okay.
have one that said margins. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
I was like, actually,
Where's your
Yeah, I like
CEO
that.
safe?
I like that story better. These are
he's got a
just old-
PlayStation plate that says 1%er. I was like, what the?
Just says in the black.
But then if you're CEO, you might get shot. So, you know.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yikes.
that's true. Right.
Too soon. Too soon. Sir.
No,
Never-
not
never
you,
soon
dude.
enough.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck him. Fuck him.
Woo, we ain't doing that. Anyway.
Okay. So we're going to do our 5 favorite games from 5 to 1 at a time, a round robin. Now, guys, there
Short
are
list for me.
8 people on the show. So let's keep it somewhat concise. Let's
Oh,
not
don't worry.
do.
It's going to be
let's-
very concise.
Let's not do 10 minutes for every game across the board. We'll be here forever. And we're going to go in order. So I'll begin, and then we'll go to Chalfie all the way down to T, and then back to me. So I'll kick us off here. My number 5 video game this year. Let's see here. I didn't write them down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My number 5 video game this year is Prince of Persia. It's one of the first games that I played this year. So it definitely has that long-standing memory. I got to play it on my Ally, got to play it on my PC, and I think I'm somewhat bittersweet on games like it. Like, I'm not the biggest Metroidvania fan. I feel like I like the ones that are really good, but I don't play all of them or play like the ones that are not as grand. I thought this game was every bit as good, if not better, than most of the Metroids and Oris that I played. I thought it was fantastic. I really liked the combat. I liked the looks. I liked the story, and it's been a standout for me since I played it. I remember when we played it, I was like, "Holy shit!" like just to kick it out of the gate, which somewhat sucks to hear, as we did all year long after it came out, that it didn't sell very well and it wasn't very applicable. Which I think for Nintendo fans, we all kind of understand is if you're a fan of the Metroid series, that's kind of been the case the whole time. As much as people really say they like these sorts of games, they don't. That group of people doesn't seem to be very big because these sorts of games never seem to really sell a whole lot. And that's a bummer because I think it's some of Ubisoft's best work, and Ubisoft is in a weird place. It's not a great, we will all be keeping close attention to what's going on with Ubisoft through 2025, and this should have been a big start for what they do, because it's one of the best Ubisoft games that Ubisoft has made in years. I think everybody that's played it can probably agree with that. I mean, it's very good. Way better than Phoenix Rising for whatever, whatever that means.
That means absolutely nothing.
So I loved it, and I'll kick us off with that. So my number 5, Prince of Persia. Chalfie, you're up.
Okay, so this one's going to be a little bit challenging because I only played one game from this year, and everything else was from 2023. I really tried to do a better job this year of buying games at a discount than buying in FOMO.
That works.
So my 1 through 5 for 2024 is Astrobot.
I like it. It's a good game.
So from now on, are you just going to pass?
I appreciate it.
No, just always say Astrobot. We come back to
that's
Astrobot.
every single one.
Astrobot.
No, okay, hold on. Wait.
Give a
My
different
top 5
reason
and
why
all
you
of them
like
die out.
Astrobot.
No, I
So
can
you have
flip
5
this.
reasons why you like it.
Number 5 is going to be the Astrobot, the triangle, square, cross missions, circle. That's my number
He's
5.
just going to break it down into
I like
every bit of the game.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Great. Thanks, Chalfie. Haley?
Dragon's Dogma 2 is my number 5.
Okay.
Despite its clear performance issues when the game launched, that still aren't really any better. I had a blast playing that game, and I still intend to get back to it and finish it. It did get somewhat better performance-wise on the Pro, but it runs stably now on the Pro, as opposed to how it did not on the regular.
Stably is an
PS5.
interesting word.
The power of the Pro, baby. Make the games you bought already work.
It's stably.
It's not stuttering when I'm fighting monsters.
It's not
so I'll tell you that.
stable.
Like I said,
It's
the power of the Pro,
stably.
baby. Make all the games that don't work on your PS5 now work. Only for $650.
Do they though? It doesn't sound like they do. It's
Okay.
Kinda.
So
Ish.
it still drops frames in the city, but outside of that, it's pretty set. It's
How
There you
often are
go.
you in the city?
Look at Depp's face.
very often. How often are you in the city? Very often.
Goodness
Half the
gracious.
game you're in the city.
That might be a problem then.
Half the game runs poorly.
Well,
They should put
you're
down the
not
box
fighting in the
stably.
city. It's just a lot of people on screen at once.
Can we get better performance if we go back to 2 discs? Right? We have the city disc and then the other disc.
Yes.
Right? You'd be if you're entering the city, please insert disc 1. Will it
Yeah.
run better?
The story is still not great, but Dragon's Dogma is kind of not the best for story in the first place.
5 out of 10, not enough
Fighting
dogs.
monsters and the vocations of all the stuff. So
Where my dogs at?
yeah, that's my number 5.
Nice. You're up, Delvin.
My number 5 is Prince of Persia because it's Donnie's number 5.
Wow.
Oh,
Oh, brother.
Works for me.
man, I see
I
a
played
pattern.
it for an hour.
I see a pattern coming.
It was cool. That's my response.
It was enough.
1 hour.
Yeah.
It was good enough.
He told us he was going to fight the scenario, so
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
I told you that I didn't play nothing this year.
You played
a lot.
You
You
played
played
100
so many
games. I
games.
can read them, so many of them to you.
You should.
Yeah.
You should read them all. And look how
Yeah.
look at the game clock for each one of them.
Where's Alone
Yes.
in the Dark?
He played 100 games for 15 minutes each.
Exactly.
Okay,
Thank you.
so give me 5 of them. Rank
Okay.
5 of them and say that.
Yeah,
Alone
give
in
us
the
your-
Dark. is
Your
my number
5 game,
22.
your number 5 game doesn't have to be good. It
Give
can
us
be
your,
awful.
Your top
Well,
5 openings.
Well, guess what? You're gonna hate my number 4, motherfucker. So strap in.
Okay.
Oh,
Foreshadowing. I'm excited.
It's gonna be Frank Stone. I'm calling it.
Ooh, fucking Frank Stone. Oh my
Who
goodness.
the fuck is Frank
Who the
Stone?
fuck is Frank Stone?
Goddamn right, baby.
Dev?
Jesus Christ. My number 5 is also Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown.
Nice.
Goddamn right. Team PSVG.
That's right, baby. I've only played 5 games this year, so you're gonna get my 5 games.
That works. There's nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that.
Like Donnie said, Prince of Persia was great. I like Metroidvanias. I also do not play all of them. It has to be something that I actually am interested in. And this one was great. I really enjoyed the combat, story, like everything about it was just really cool, really fun to play through. Felt good to play. Like that's
Yeah.
a huge thing. If it doesn't feel good to play, I'm not fucking. I don't fuck with that. But I really enjoyed it. I'll get back to it at some point. I never finished it. Just other stuff happened, and I forgot about it. But I'll get back to it eventually and pick it up and play when I've got nothing else to do. But really, really good
When will
game.
that be?
Sad that it didn't sell. Who knows?
It might be the best video game you can buy for $15.
Yeah.
It's it's pretty amazing for $15. Like you really can't miss on that.
very, very solid game. They've added a bunch of stuff to it as well. Like, so there's more than what was there initially at launch.
DLC, season pass.
So, great game.
I also
Great
throw out scaled incredibly well. Looked amazing on the Ally, played great on the PC, everybody loved it on consoles, runs great on Switch. 60 frames on Switch. You know, it is that game.
I did a good number 5 pick.
And everybody
solid.
just wants Ubisoft to go away. They're like, fuck off. Ubisoft. It's like they did the
Oh,
thing
yeah,
nobody
that's so
else can do.
frustrating to see, yeah.
It really sucks, man. It hurts. All right.
All right, so I only played 2 games that came out this year.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
We
This year sucked.
are
I
the
told you
worst
this year.
fucking gaming podcast in the history of gaming
No,
podcasts.
Donnie, we're not the worst. We're good enough.
We're not good
Exactly.
enough. He has 2. That's not enough. That's
I
not
played
good enough.
I
We
played
need
one of the
5.
games this year. They just didn't come out this year.
You know what I appreciate about
Okay,
this?
then give me your 5 from another. Jesus Christ.
Astro's Playroom. I
Did this
played it.
yourself.
Hold on.
I'm just going to leave. I'm just going
This,
to
did
leave.
this
You guys,
yourself.
this topic comes up
Don't
about
do
every
that.
3 or 4
It was great.
episodes. You are
I didn't
play
play it.
some video
for the
game.
first
Not
time
all
ever,
video
I'm going to do
games.
this to me.
Purchased some video games.
Well, I guess I'm in the host chair.
No, you're not. He's coming back.
He's not
Astro's
coming
Playroom,
back.
number 5.
So now it's
Not
2-0.
Astro's
And now you
Fault,
changed the
but
order. What the
right?
fuck?
No, it
No,
actually
he
doesn't.
didn't. The order's
No,
not
it
the
doesn't.
same.
I'm still
No,
in
he
the
didn't
same
change
order.
the order. The order is the same.
We keep going. Round robin.
We
So
love
what's
you,
your
Donnie.
5 TBR? What is it?
What's your number 5?
Astro's
TPR?
Playroom. Astro's
what's your
Playroom
last
for
game?
number 5.
Okay.
The original one?
What, Playroom?
Playroom. I didn't play it until
The
this
tech
year.
demo.
Even
God
Chelsea
damn,
was
okay.
questioning. Chelsea was like, wait, Playroom?
The one that came out like when the system launched?
It came out. It launched with PS4.
How did you not
PS5,
play it for 4
yeah.
years?
I
just did
appreciate this because people, when we started this in the chat, I said I didn't play no games this year, and I got lambasted. And the fact that everybody else didn't play shit
This
either,
might be the
I
last
didn't land
Christmas
back. I
show.
was right there with you.
This
Good
might be
for
the
them.
last Christmas show we ever have.
No, this is better.
I'm the one who asked for clarification if it was just games
You
that came
didn't
out
get
this year or
lambasted. What are you
games that
talking
we
about?
played.
What
Yes,
is
I
this
did.
victim
All
complex you
right
have?
there with you. Donnie
Yeah,
was
you
the
didn't
only
get
one who was
lambasted.
like,
Dev was
I-
my support.
Do I have to go pull the tape?
No, it starts.
Devil
I have
got
to go
motion
pull the
support
tape?
black
Thank you.
man. There's no tape.
No,
There is tape.
Big Drew, #1 fan. I don't think I've played 5 games at release this year. This should be fun.
Where's Big Drew?
I'm
He's
big
right-
#1 fan on the
he's-
Discord.
Yes.
No, we don't care. We don't care about what you
Wow.
played, TPR.
Wow.
At all.
Wow.
Play Playroom.
He played
Lord
Playroom.
Snurts. I have concepts of the top 2024 games and a
Concepts of-
2025
See-
release schedule.
That's on
See-
brand. Good job, sir.
See,
Hold
Snug
on, Dev. I'd like to chime in here.
PSXP. So I
He's the
appreciate that. He's
He's
loyal.
Hype writes, there are no rules to this, guys. If you want to talk about Mario Bros. 2, that's fine with me, but it's aimed at games from this year.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like there's some rules to this now.
Listen to this.
What
my
if you
God.
don't high 5, 4, 3, or 2, even 1? Donnie says, make it up.
So that's what we're doing. I'm making
you're
it up.
not.
It's going
I
great.
did make it up. I took your number
yeah,
5.
If I
But
made it
the
up,
difference between you and TPR is that I know that you've played 180 games this year.
But I ain't like any of them.
It doesn't. Then say that. Then say that. Say my number 5 is a game from this year and I didn't like it. Say that.
Oh, so you want to make an all hate list then?
Sure.
If-
That's fine, too.
Make it
These
the
are my
5th
5
one
worst.
that you hated the least.
TPR, I also played that for the first time this year, so you're not the only one.
all
Start to
right.
say
Yeah,
that.
well,
Yeah.
to be
He's
fair,
number 5.
to be fair, he only played it for the first time this year because Delvin and I ragged on his ass
No.
for 3 hours straight.
Whoa.
Because he said Astro
I was
sucks.
nowhere near his ass.
If it makes you feel better, Snurts, I also said Astro sucks. I played it for
Yeah, I'm the-
30 minutes on stream just for Garrett and deleted it from the system.
Wow.
That's your
I
fault.
wasn't a fan of the gyro controls and whatnot, but it's
you
cute,
can turn
and I
them
get
off.
why people like it.
Hey,
Yeah.
let
to be
TPR
fair-
have his game.
Anyway, sorry TPR.
Thank you. It's all right. It's all right.
Well, Snurts, what's your game?
Poor TPR. Just
All right.
got fucking
So
dominated.
Astro,
He's
say
like, I
Astro,
played
say
Astro.
Yeah.
Just
Say Astro Playroom.
NWO, just fucking beat his shit down for 15 minutes.
He
TPR.
gave
So funny.
one 3-word sentence. And
Yeah.
derailed.
The whole damn show.
Welcome to my week every week on PSVG.
1,000%.
Congratulations.
1,000%.
Yeah, I mean, I listen every week. I hear it.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
right.
Now you're part of the team.
So I have played
I'm-
3 games that came out this year.
All
I'm gonna go join-
right.
I'm gonna go
Let's
join
go.
Carpool.
And I've also
wanna do
stuck in a couple other games, but my 5th is the one that I actually played. Came out this year. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighter Collection,
Nice.
and that
Oh yeah, I forgot that came out this
And-
year.
Yeah,
so it was-
Dylan, it's one of the 100 games you didn't play.
Yeah, I have
Gotta
the
play that
arcade cabinet back there. So can I
Oh
count
my
that?
God.
The actual
Not
cabinet.
the cabinet.
Arcade
Hey,
cabinet.
so much
Yes, you
fun.
played it.
He has 4 arcade cabs. He gets
That's
every
funny.
game. He has 4 Steam decks. When is this done?
Didn't play. He just got no top 5. Can't provide you a top 5 at all. Literally owns every single
The
full
arcade
game.
cabinet came
I
out
have a
years
whole
ago.
cabinet.
So that's going to be my number 4. The Marvel
There you
vs. Capcom arcade cabinet.
Oh my goodness.
So
How did
and-
you like
and
it, Snurts?
I loved it for the nostalgia factor, even though I stink at all those fighting games. The
Of
only
course,
one that
we
I
all
can
do.
hold a
Yeah.
candle at is Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and that's not even saying much. But what I loved most about it is it came with the Punisher side-scroller brawler, where you could play as White Nick Fury or
forgot about
Punisher, and you go and you take on the Kingpin's goons, and you fight him at the end. He's the size of the Juggernaut. Like, he's just a massive, and it's a fun
Yes.
brawler game. Y'all know I love my 2D brawlers. So because that was actually a game that came out this year that I played this year, it's in my number 5 slot.
I
love it.
appreciate that you had to
Nice.
specify White Nick Fury because nobody gives a fuck
I know,
about White
right?
Nick Fury anymore.
Yeah,
Right?
Literally, I just
That was for the
White
kid.
Nick Fury
White.
'cause I need that for future use. White Nick Fury.
White Nick
It
Fury.
used to be Nick Fury and his Howling Commandos, and yes,
Yeah.
he was very white.
Actually, I guess I didn't need to clarify because our average demographic is like 55, and they would know.
They
that
know.
White Nick
Yeah,
Fury
I
is
don't
this
know.
kid.
I don't know because I'm not in the demo, but they know.
Oh,
The listeners know. I have no idea
yeah,
what the fuck
Nick,
you're
Nick
talking about.
Fury used to be way too white. Let's put it that way, Donnie. He used to be
A
way
whole
too
Caucasian man.
Sounds
Yeah.
like Rob is just rubbing his hands together. He's loving
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
T,
My
T,
number 5, honestly, God,
save the fucking show. Like,
And I have
fucking
it typed
please
down.
save
My
the
number-
damn show.
T,
my,
you have a chance to do something really funny, T.
my number 5 is indeed Marvel vs. Capcom. Fighting Collection is Marvel vs.
Nice.
Capcom 2 Jam right here
Love
in front
it.
of you. I can show you the
Physical
version.
game. Look
Yes,
at
of
this
course.
man.
'Cause we do
Delphin, be
prepare.
better.
No.
And it's Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I bought this when they announced it. I was so excited, and I immediately bought the physical edition. And when they was like, yeah, you can't have that for 2 more months past the digital edition. I was ready to set the whole world on fire. Like, you jive turkeys, you ain't tell me that. Set me up for failure. But
like
it shipped, and I was super excited to have it, and my kid loves it, and that's so dope that, you know what I'm saying, both my kids actually bang hard with it, because we used to play it on the Dreamcast back in the day.
100%.
Yeah, man. So it's one of those ones I'm just like, I'm glad to have it back. I'm glad to have it in cartridge form. That means, in theory, it'll never go away. So,
T.
Right on time.
Theoretically, I'm saying
Hey,
it's all
there
like
he is.
T, we need you to say it. We need to say the word that they love you saying. Come on, T.
Yeah.
I don't know what words I want me to say.
Say your catchphrase.
Your catchphrase. So you got one.
Oh, I fuck with it. I fuck with it hard.
We did it. You fucked with it.
There you go.
5 out of 5. I fuck with this. It's back to me, but a challenger approaches. Sean, thank you for joining the show.
I'm here.
Completely fucking wrecked. The whole show
great.
sucks.
My whole
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Just took a
Team,
slight turn.
they're all bitching about how many games they don't play, and,
No,
and
time
Delvin,
out,
who's
time
played
out.
800 games,
Delvin,
has
be
no games.
specific.
Yeah.
Why y'all
I
snitching?
am here
Oh
for
my-
this. This
oh
is
my
incredible.
God.
Yes, 9
Sean-
of us. Look at this.
I'm joining Carpool. Like, I gotta
Come on
go.
over.
This is
Yeah,
a fucking
man.
nightmare.
That's great. This is perfect. I'm here for the chaos.
All right,
it is.
We're doing round robin now that you've joined, and I fucked the
Whatever
order
that
up.
means.
Right. So I'm gonna do my number 4, and then you catch us up on your 5 and 4, and we'll just keep going.
Oh,
So
shit.
my number
Okay.
4 this year is Space Marine 2, which I adored. It is incredible. It has some of the best skyboxes a video game has ever had. It is super tense as all of the Terminids and shit come pouring over the walls. And if you want that action movie sequence, that Gears of War feeling where it's you versus the world and everything is dire, Space Marine does it better than literally anything has in years. It's incredible. I loved it. It looked great. It was a great story. Super fun. It's the game that I want sequels from. Like, keep doing that. I think it was last year I got into Warhammer for the first time. Like, that was like a thing that I wanted to do. I brought it to the podcast. I was like, I'm interested in this Warhammer thing. Everybody seems to love it. They're talking about it. They're doing all the things. But like, I don't understand it at all. And I don't even know where to get in. There's fucking Left 4 Dead games and multiplayer games and RTS games. And there's so many things. And I got in with Bolt Gun, as the boomer shooter lover myself. And I found a place. And then I went back and I played Space Marine 1, which I loved. And, Space Marine 2 definitely hit, harder than I expected. And then we had a whole organic moment with Sean as he just joins, where Sean made this claim to not buy games all year. He was not going to buy any video games in 2024. And during the Royal Rumble of all things, WWE, we were talking, and I don't even know where it started, but at some point we came across this concept. It would be fun to assign video games to the Royal Rumble and let the Royal Rumble choose Sean's next game. And me being the shit that I am, I said, it would be great, though, if we picked one game that you had to buy. Just one. And we'll just assign it to a number. We'll put it right in the middle.
Right in the
15.
middle. Not
15.
even like number 1, not number 3, no benefit.
We'll just put it number 15. It'll be it'll be Space Marine. Warhammer at 15. And if that 15 wins, Sean has to buy a game. We'll tempt the universe. Let's tempt fate. And the fuck if Cody Rhodes didn't walk out at 15. And it was like one of the best Royal Rumble moments of my life that nobody else will ever understand. It was amazing.
I appreciate that. It made Donnie have to root for Cody Rhodes.
Oh, it was great. I really loved Space Marine 2. And like, the only other thing that I want to say about it is this year, as we talked about earlier, and what the industry is going through, I think the industry needs more games like Space Marine 2. Like, it is the example of like, just do that. Like, stop doing all of the shit. Stop doing all like it. And Sean and I talked about Sweet Hangs. It got to the point where people were even making fun of it for that. Like, when the reviews, people are like, it's the best 360 game you've had. And I'm like, yeah.
That was a great era.
Guess what it didn't do? It's not 80 hours long. It doesn't have a season pass and a battle pass. It's not doing any of that shit. It is exactly what it says it is. It's got a campaign and a fucking multiplayer, and you buy the game and you can play those, and that's it. It's simple. It's beautiful. I love it. That's it. That's the way out. Space Marine 2. So Sean, to get you
Brooklyn
caught up,
resident Sean Capri.
give us your number 5 and your number 4.
My number 5 and my number 4. I feel like I need to. We did Carpool Gamings earlier today, and I included games that did not come out this
better
year.
than this.
I don't know about that, man. It was 6.5 hours long, so it's a.
I don't care if your games are from other years. I don't care if that's the case.
Yeah, it's 6.5 hours long. You heard right. 6.5 hours long.
I ought to walk the fuck off.
Yep, enjoyed that. Your average PSVG podcast.
Yeah, we do that every week.
Just on a normal Wednesday night, man. What are you talking about?
No, absolutely not. I'd have quit.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, I don't even know what I want to do here. I'm gonna give number 5.
We should try to make him go 6 hours. We should try.
I will walk off.
It's only midnight my time, so let's go. Let's make it happen.
Some people.
I bet he won't leave.
December 1st.
I bet he falls asleep before he leaves. He won't leave. He won't quit.
He'll just sit there. He'll just sit there. Fall asleep.
Just falls asleep.
He'll just fall asleep.
All I'm gonna do, I
right
do
on
worse.
the mic.
It'll be the equivalent of Stone Cold in the
asleep.
sleeper hold. They'll just drop the hand, but he won't tap out. He won't quit.
He's like this.
All talk. All talk, man.
I'll just go to sleep in my bed. My bed's right back there. Y'all just watching me sleep.
Can you imagine he pulls the microphone into the bed?
Just lay down. They go to sleep.
That is some Delvin shit. We all laugh because that's true.
Yeah, that's what'll happen.
Sorry, Sean.
No, man, you're good. I'm still trying to figure it out. What do I want to do here? I'm going to give number 5. I don't know if this is going to get a shout out here, but I had a great time playing this with friends. It's a great couch co-op game. You can play with 8 players on the same screen. Nintendo World Championship NES edition.
Oh,
Time trials. It is super fun. I mostly just want to give it some flowers. Yeah, it's a game.
I ain't even opened the box yet.
You're on the Nintendo Shack.
Nah.
It was a major release in July. This was a big game. It's a big deal.
I thought it was just like a decoration.
He's here now.
That's a collectible.
This motherfucker
Don't
said
play
it was
that.
a decoration.
Yeah, they came with a game inside, man. You can play it.
That's an actual
It's
game
really
inside?
good.
As he bitches about not having any games this year.
But has a whole cabinet in his
Owns
house.
the games.
I don't believe that at all. It's not a
It
game.
does. It does.
He owns every game we've said so far.
No, I don't.
He does.
Yeah.
Every game we've said
100%
so
do.
far, he
Just
I
owns.
love
them.
you, but you 100% do.
He does. He owns
Stop
every
being a
game that's
snitch.
been mentioned. He owns them all.
When did this
Don't
become
forget-
PSVG snitching?
Don't forget,
Goddamn
this whole
tattletales.
digital and physical so that his kids can have one of the copies to use as well.
Yeah,
So,
he's out here
double.
Pokemoning every game.
Yeah, get them both. Double dip on them.
Not my fault I have money.
Just try it. You own it. Go dig it up.
Wow.
I've tried it, Sean.
Wow.
I like it. I didn't get a
It's
chance. I don't think I got a
cookies.
chance to talk about it on Check because
Goddamn right.
I just recently got it. I got the collector's edition used on eBay from a liquidator for $27.
Yeah, man. It came with like a gold cartridge.
Yeah,
like an
I got
NES
it.
cartridge.
That's
It's
why I
like-
bought it, for the gold
somewhere.
cartridge.
Got some pins back there too, man. It's really good. Yeah, like there's a couple games I've been playing recently that have like this speed run kind of thing to it that, and I don't think of myself as like this god gamer or anything like that. I'm not out here setting records or anything.
Yeah, just Jesus.
But like, wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you know it though? Look, it starts you off with Mario 1-1. Like you're just go get the mushroom as quickly as you possibly can. And it's addicting, man. You just like, oh, I can do a little faster than that. Like you don't realize you just want to go in there and tweak your times and get a little bit quicker. It also makes you realize that Ice Climbers is a piece of shit and it's a garbage game. It's pretty awful and you don't want to be playing that.
Yes.
And Kid
On
Icarus
brand.
is right around there as well.
Yes.
But Balloon Fight, pretty good. Some of the
No.
Zelda
Oh,
stuff,
God,
pretty
never
good.
mind.
As far as this game goes, the challenges, pretty good.
Okay.
Pretty
So,
good.
I gotta
Balloon
tell
fight
you-
in 6-second intervals.
Yeah, just
is
little
not
chunks.
bad. Yeah.
Mhm.
I got to tell you, Sean, it's good to hear somebody finally talk about this game that I've never heard of. Good to hear
Oh, you're
somebody
welcome.
bring this
You're
up.
welcome.
Talk
Glad to
about
finally
this
shine a
For
light
all
on
the
it.
internet
Yes.
when it came out.
All right, Sean,
Yep.
number 4.
Okay, number 4, I'm going to give to a game that is kind of like a Contra game. You can play it co-op. You can select a bunch of different weird characters and run around, shoot guns. It's called Iron Meat. I feel like this is a Donnie game.
I fucking love that. I
It is.
just
This is a
beat it.
Donnie
It's
game.
a
Hell
great
yeah.
game. Yeah, Iron Meat's amazing.
Never
Iron
heard
Meat
this
is
one either.
very
Tell me more
cool.
about it, Sean Capri.
Iron Meat, you're like saving the world from aliens. Everything is meaty and bloody and alien and
Contra.
demons.
If it was Doom.
Basically,
That's
Yeah.
it. Like, it is literally that easy to explain to people. It's Contra, but if it was Doom, and it's awesome.
I love everybody Googling it right now, just giving a good look up. So
I'm glad that Dev is picking up what I've been doing.
This is a video game, man. Just gameplay, it's action, it's total nonsense. Got great achievements on Xbox, which I really like cleaning up. I've only got a couple left. Great music, just metal video game music. I really enjoyed my time with Iron Meat. Would love to play a little bit more couch co-op. I wish they had online co-op with Iron Meat. Shout out to Iron Meat. What a great name, too.
Yeah, glad you brought that up, Sean Capri. Glad somebody's telling us about these games, Sean Capri.
Oh, you're welcome, Delvin Cox.
Chalfie, it's not going to get any better at all. Chalfie, why don't you tell us more about Astro?
I'm going to give you my 4 through 1 now.
Yes.
I'm going to be signing up after this. The number 4 for me is going to be when you unlock the levels within the main level where you're like using the bots to open shit. Number 3 is going to be the like when you have to do the final like last level where you get the master chop. That was a tough final level.
Sean has no idea what's happening.
Then
I'll hear it later.
I only played one game this year.
Sean, Chalfie
this will never air.
Chalfie is only submitting Astrobot, so every time he's giving us a new Astrobot factoid.
I'm happy for him.
It's number 5, number 4, number 3.
He has to leave.
Yeah, I gotta go. And then my 1 and 2, number 2, I'll give it to Spider-Man, and then number 1 is the main levels of Astrobot.
Jesus
the
Christ.
main levels of Astrobot.
I like it.
Well done,
So
sir. Success.
with that,
success.
really glad I got to hang with everybody today for a little bit, but I now gotta go get my daughter off to a fucking holiday party or parade down by the beach, which is some dumb shit. But, you know, as a parent, that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Don't forget, we still got one more Cadillac ride for this year coming up soon.
Nice.
So you'll be ready for that. Still won't be on stream because my computer wants to act up.
Dude, get it. Let T do it. Let Delvin do it. Delvin can do it. Delvin does Shag.
You know
Do
what,
what?
Donnie? I want you to consider
Volunteer
what you
me.
just stated right now, reflect on it, and then know you're wrong.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Damn.
He's done Shag.
just know, we can't trust this man.
Merry Christmas, Chalfie.
All right, bye. I'll
Look,
see you guys later.
Chalfie,
Thank
Make
you.
sure you play those great games Sean Capri was talking about.
Oh,
Oh
my
man,
goodness.
you know what? I'm about to give some iron meat. Peace.
Oh, yeah. That's disgusting.
Yeah. Especially because he's going to his kids' event.
No way.
Whoa! Whoa!
No way.
All right.
This will be the last episode. This will be the last Christmas special we ever do. Like, this is it.
You're welcome, America.
I'm gonna let Rebecca listen and be like, no more. It's just maybe a Rebecca. Maybe that we'll just do just us.
You asked for this.
No one can join. If
I didn't, Delvin. I did not ask for this. I asked for more.
Okay. My number 4 for this year is Elden Ring. Because I
DLC.
spent 100 hours this year platinuming the game, sir. I
The
played it
DLC
from
makes
start
it
to finish.
legible now.
Sure.
Don't keep going. Don't.
Yeah. Anyways, I had a really good time. As everybody knows, Delvin got it for me for my birthday last year, and then for whatever reason, the disc just stopped working. So I had to buy it this year.
I got it from the same GameStop.
And I literally just played it from start to finish, had a blast, and I had to use a guide to get the last achievement. But beyond that, I enjoyed every minute I spent with that game.
Are you playing the DLC for real, though? Are you going to play the DLC?
Probably not. There's no achievements for it. I don't feel compelled to go back. I spent 100 hours
Good
in
answer.
that game. I don't need to torture myself more.
Killer.
Good answer.
All right, Dev, number 4.
Giving over Delvin?
I know why he's skipping over, because he
Yes.
knows my number 4.
It's
All right, Delvin.
Frank Stone?
What's
Goddamn right, it's the cast of the Frank Stone. TPR, you know it, baby. It's Frank fucking Stone. The only game I beat this year, and I'm proud to say I beat it.
Oh my god.
The only game he beat is number 4. Like, what does that
Wow.
mean?
Because it's not very good.
Where is the Rude? Rude, save us.
It's a fine, super massive game. I enjoyed my
Which
time
means
with it.
it's
The thing I do like about it is,
yeah. That's what a bar. What a thing to say.
one of the things I will
It's
say I
a
do like
fine
about it.
Superman. Like
It's fine. Which one of the things I do like about it is it has no happy endings. It's actually a horrible game that has horrible endings. Everything bad happens to everybody. I respect that. That's why I
And
made
that's
my
because it
list.
takes place in Dead by Daylight, so there is no happy ending regardless.
Correct.
Yeah.
So no matter how good you play, no matter how well you try to, which is a big problem with Supermassive games, because if you're good at the game, everybody lives.
Yeah,
Kinda
you mean me
sucks.
with the quarry where I got the ending where nobody fucking died and Donnie was so mad?
Yeah, nobody dies. You're like, well, this wasn't scary at all. There was no consequences. But this game, no matter how good you're at the game, the ending is just like, oh, this is kind of grim. This is kind of fucked up. And I kind of respect that.
I need to find my blood pressure medication.
We're too far away to help you, by the way.
I need an extra dose.
Well,
Damn.
don't blame me.
Damn.
100% blaming you.
He's gonna. Be
Everybody
blaming you.
does. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed that fine Supermassive game.
I
Yeah.
finished it. The only game I finished this year.
Why?
Nice.
You like torturing yourself is what it is.
Because it's only 5 hours.
Trash.
It's
I
a
don't
solid
think it was 5. I think I played it like for 3.5 hours, something like that. It wasn't that long.
Wow.
Did like an afternoon.
Wow.
Then made a sandwich.
Wow.
Good time.
Nice. Yeah.
Good time.
Ev?
Then made a sandwich. My number 4 for this year actually came out this year.
Cast Stones.
Destiny 2: The Final Shape.
Nice.
This was
Back
a
on track.
This
fantastic
counts too for this
campaign.
DLC.
Sure. Yeah. Fantastic campaign. Great cap to like the actual Light and Darkness saga. Like that story has kind of an end, and then also has some good little sprinklings to continue Destiny on for the future. But everything about the game was great. We had Cade back. Just like finishing something. So it felt good to finish, and they did a really, really good job with the story and the extra levels and places that they built out. Plays great, looks great, had a great time. Haven't picked it up since. But thank you, Destiny, for just taking over my life for the last 10 years. So
We didn't even talk about the Destiny stuff that happened this
I
year,
was
did
just
we?
about to say, talk about a story in video games this year.
Yeah, we
Destiny
forgot
was a
that.
whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really know, like what it like. It didn't go away. It
No.
got somewhat altered. You know, they had some layoffs, but like Destiny's still Destinying,
yeah,
right?
Sure
it's still going
is.
to do its thing.
still
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
Has it had a new season that started recently? Right now, I think it's the Christmas event is about to start. But yeah,
Yes.
Destiny ain't stopped. It's still going, and it's going to continue going.
And
there's
they
new
have the
stuff
mobile
coming.
game that's in beta right now. So
Forgot
Yeah,
about
that
the
mobile game. Fuck that game. It has nothing to do with actual Destiny. It's
We knew that was coming.
weird universe.
Fuck that.
I got into
No, he's-
the beta.
he's not wrong. That Destiny mobile game takes place in an alternate universe where
It's
the
like an
story of
alternate
Destiny
universe.
never happened.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's
Wow.
an alternate universe, and it's like a
Why do
prequel,
that?
kind of. Because that
Who
because
cares? Nope.
that
It's
is
Christmas.
doing their
Nobody
own
knows.
thing. Yeah,
TPR.
so.
My number
And
4
you-
actually came out this year. All right. Super
All right.
Mario Party Jamboree.
You fucking my man. We are
Good
back.
job, TPR.
At Extra Life.
Good job, TPR. Unlike other Nintendo Shack hosts
Who?
Guess
Why you
what?
be so hard on yourself?
who has the game.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
So what is this game, and why do you like it?
Yeah, it was my first real Mario Party that I played, to be honest, and it was at
Wow.
Extra Life, and it was
Wow.
great. It was a great party game with friends. I'm playing that on the couch with my podcast co-host
Yeah.
right next to Sean too. Like,
Yeah.
not only was it really solid, but like those are memories that I'll never forget, and just a really good party game and
You like
freaking
friends.
fantastic. So
I can tell you, as somebody who's played a lot of Mario parties, that if this is your first Mario Party game, you picked one of the best ones you can buy.
Good place to start.
It is the best Mario Party on Switch, and there are good ones.
Yeah,
and it's
there are
one
a
of
lot
the
of
best
good ones
Mario
there.
Party games we've had, like since I want to say since at least the Wii, and probably since the 64.
yeah, what I liked about it too was I think this was new to Jamboree from what I heard, like the character assist that came on the board, like Waluigi came out on the board, and he's gonna like screw some shit up, and he's gonna change the dynamic of the game. I don't think that happened. Actually, I played Superstars a little bit before this, so this wasn't my first; it was my second, but it was better than Superstars for me, and it was just really fun. The boards were really good on different difficulty levels, and mini games were for the most part excellent.
The mini games, especially like the Joy-Con mini games, are like quite excellent. Like the little, what they do with just like simple controls, I think are really good, especially with the motion controls and stuff. Did you play any of like the extra modes?
No, we
Like the
didn't. There were extra modes. I
Kupathlon
need to
and the
get back to
Bowser
that.
mode and stuff. They're really fun and different, and they remind me so much of Nintendo Land. There's a lot of Nintendo Land DNA in Jamboree, and I love it. It's very good.
Yeah, I'll have to pick myself up a copy. I played it on someone else's Switch for 24 hours because of Extra Life, but I need to get a copy myself and bring it to the collection. Yeah,
It's very good.
All right. Well, this game did not come out this year, but I played it for the first time. Horizon Forbidden West. It
Nice.
was an amazing experience. The just diverse landscapes, as I mentioned on PSXP. Usually you get like a forest level, a desert level, a snow level, et cetera, et cetera. So they're like, no, we're going to do 2 desert levels. We're going to do like, redwood forest and then like a jungle and then a different kind of forest. So just the diversity of the environments was really something to behold. And I love fighting giant machine monster things. It never really gets old. So I am a big fan of those type of games where it's an open world type setting and you level up and you go through a nice story. And this game did not disappoint. So that is my number 4.
My favorite Horizon game.
Yeah, it's great.
Good job, Snooks.
And I hear them, and I'm not even disagreeing with Sean, but it seems to be a commonly held take that folks, for whatever reason, didn't seem to like that one as much, and I loved it. I
thought it was great.
I love Forbidden West. It's great.
I'm going to go on the ledge
amazing.
with you, Donnie. I like Forbidden West better.
I do too. I really do.
I like it better.
I said that one as soon as I played it. I thought it was just in every way better than the original.
Yeah.
And
was that people just being stupid because of certain things?
No. I don't think it's people being
it's
stupid at all. I think it's people tiring of that open world formula.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
I
'cause
really
I loved
do.
it.
But
I'm also a
that's my
California
shit.
kid, so like going through a post-apocalyptic West
Right.
was
Yeah.
amazing. Like
Yeah.
Vegas and San Francisco and all the other stuff.
I liked
Vegas was very cool.
I like the lore. So like
Yeah.
what I said before, like in the first Horizon game, I didn't really dig the story like until the end. Like we got
I
to
see.
the end and I was like,
Yeah.
do that though. And
Right.
then that is this game. This game is that where it's way more sci-fi, right? And it's way more grand. So I like that a lot more. I like the new characters, I think, a lot more. But
Did you read any of like the stuff?
no,
Like in
what?
the first one?
What?
That's,
Did
okay,
you hear?
That explains it.
Who
That
reads?
explains it.
Why would you read?
No, I
read
played
everything. I
the
love
game. Do you mean Lou
Really?
Reed, like the
Everything?
artist? Yeah,
Wow.
I like Lou
Yeah.
Reed.
Disciplined.
That's what he meant.
Yeah, that's what he meant. Lou Reed. Yeah,
Lou
I
Reed.
dig Lou Reed, Dev. Good taste in music there, bro. But yeah, he's not.
I have no the fuck Lou Reed is. He
I
can kick
know.
rocks.
What?
I know.
Way over my
I
head.
know that.
Way over
That's
my
why
head.
it's even
You don't know
funnier.
who Lou Reed is? Really?
Who the fuck is Lou Reed?
Louis Reed?
I don't
Lewis.
know either.
Not Lewis.
So, yeah, the Scrub always makes fun of him, calls them map games. You know, the Hollow's a map game, Horizon's a map game. I
Yeah.
think people are
Yeah.
tired of that. It just happens to be my shit. I fuck with that.
Yeah, I
too.
love map
fuck
games.
with that. That's my sort of game. And Horizon Forbidden West was more of that than Horizon was. And yeah, I really liked it. I liked it a lot. It was very good.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
I'll be
it-
excited to
I-
play
it was
Zero
a-
Dawn.
It was a fun game.
Sean's over
and-
here holding his tongue. Sean's over.
I know.
I don't want to show. Yeah, everybody loves it. That's fine. I'm glad. I'm happy for you guys.
Hey,
Sean,
we'll just wait till Haley talks
Stop
about
being nice.
Dragon Age.
Yeah,
Go to your
yeah,
dark
It's
side.
coming.
I need
It's
real
coming.
Sean. I
It's
need
coming.
trash talk, shit talk.
Salty,
Sean.
it's
That's-
coming.
No,
Salty
I know
Canadian.
it's coming.
Salty.
It's 100% coming.
As I was clicking into this thing, I'm like, man, every time I come on this show for the end of the year, everybody's talking about games they love. I'm like, that game sucks. And this game
Yes.
is stupid. And this is
Yes.
boring.
I-
yeah, I don't
It's
like
'cause you
it. It's
crossed the
me.
border.
I
Right
will-
across the
I
border.
will-
We
I
keep
will
it
do-
real. We're real angry.
Yes.
Bring
You're
it.
wearing a New York hat.
Hey man,
Act
we
like
spent
one.
what, an hour on Wednesday dunking on
Fucking New
Canada?
Yorker.
We spent an hour dunking on Canada.
I will say the
That's
quest
fine.
types in Forbidden
You'll
West
say this?
did get a little
Yeah.
old.
Don't
Will you
say
say
this.
this?
I'll say
Bingo
this.
card.
Will you say this?
Will you?
Why do you hate it, Sean?
I'm not dunking on it. I'm not dunking
Come
on it. You guys
on.
all love it. You guys
Say
all love
Sean.
it.
Say fuck that game. That game sucks a dick.
There's a lot to love about it. It is
the
gorgeous.
trash they like.
It's
Yeah.
a gorgeous game. You know, love the character. Love the first one. The first one I think is excellent. But the second one is just a little too big, and it goes in places that I just didn't want the story to go. I don't like that. I feel like it got silly. I feel like it was actually quite grounded in sci-fi in the first one. It's like, okay, we're just gonna go off into Netherland. I don't want to spoil
sci-fi.
things. I don't. It's too
Right,
much.
like
It's,
planetary sci-fi.
I don't like it. No, the,
Sean, that's
I
your
don't
shit, man.
I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil why I hate
Who
it.
gives
but-
a fuck? Spoil it.
Sean's like, I
No,
liked
I
it when
don't
we were all
spoil it.
just running around with Bluetooths.
The original.
Yeah,
Now that we got
pretty much.
spaceships and shit.
I
Now that
did
we got
like
spaceships
that.
and shit, I'm
I
out.
like basic
Oh, we
mix.
destroyed our own
went $2
planet.
grand.
That was good.
Yeah.
I love
Oh,
it.
this thing that flies around in space forever, and I
That
guess
was a
we'll just
story
hop
I
on
could
that.
get behind.
That's dumb.
T?
Fascinating. Good lord.
T's like,
that.
what
I
the
didn't want
fuck
to
have
do
I
it.
done?
For the record, I
You can
dig that
tell.
game.
You can tell. T's like, what the fuck have I done? What have we signed up for?
Yeah.
Like he's sitting around. He's like, what have we done?
Yes.
It's all good. I am a weirdo who enjoys the Call of Duty single player campaigns.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
You're not
yeah.
a weirdo.
We
And,
all like
hang
that.
up.
You're not a
That's
weirdo. Like
true.
all
That's us.
one
You're
time
It's literally all of us.
like
Amongst
Call
real
of Duty
friends.
single player campaigns. So
I'm telling you right now, Black Ops 6 was one of the finest Call of Duty campaigns I've played in years,
Wow.
and popped every single player achievement with the exception of Planet on Hardcore or whatever that the highest difficulty is,
That
veteran.
doesn't count.
and every one of the motherfuckers was a diamond because
Wow.
no one plays single player. They all go play multiplayer. So like I said,
Yeah.
we must be slightly weird because I'm telling you right now, every achievement I popped was
No.
rare, and I was like, that can't be even possibly true.
We are the correct people.
I haven't played it yet.
Look, it's on Game Pass.
I
Can't
know.
go
No, I
wrong with
know.
it.
Yep.
He
I
is
know.
Game Pass. He knows.
I know.
It's
Donnie,
I
did you
have
know
a
Call of
TPR
Duty's on
face.
Game Pass?
Yeah, like we did a
Holy
whole show
crap.
on it for a year and a half. Like, yeah, no, I know.
5 or 6 hours, but it'll extend a little more because it's all kinds of fun puzzles and shit. It's so
So
good.
hang on.
Mm.
Let me chime in. Help me here, because I started it
Okay.
and then I got to this base and it was like you got to play some piano keys and find some blacklight symbols, and I was
Oh.
like, I don't want to do this,
I loved every
You
bit
don't
of
have
that.
and I haven't
I
come
did-
back.
You don't have,
I'm
you
the
don't have to
same.
do all that.
Are you
hit
the same?
I hit the house and I'm
Right?
like,
Like I was like, oh, wait a minute, I got to figure all this out too. I don't want to do this.
You
I don't. I didn't make
You
like
don't.
as much of a
Optional.
conscious
You don't-
decision.
Yeah.
It was just
You
like
don't
that
have
was
to
the
do
last
that.
time I played it, and I never really went back.
So
That was kind of it. It was just like I just kind
So
of
you
walked away
motherfuckers
from
like
it.
reading?
if
Help
you
me,
go
T.
out.
if you go through and solve all those puzzles,
I'm good.
you'll end up with an extra grand, and that can help you just level up before you go
Is
into
that
the
it?
main game.
Okay,
Yes.
because
Yeah.
that's
So
what I
you
wanted to
don't
ask.
have to do it.
If I skip it, if I just go back to the mission
You're
board,
fine. You're just gonna be
oh
short.
my god,
Yeah, you're just
Thank
gonna be short
you.
some bread. That's all it is.
Let's do that right
But-
now.
I
I might-
enjoyed it. I truly did enjoy
Yeah,
those
T-Pow's right there.
those puzzles. They were really
He's
great to
Xbox.
me. I had a whole lot of fun with them. Ran through them, did them all. Boom, had an extra grand. Started off.
I just wanted to play the levels, and it was
Yeah.
like you gotta figure out how to do the safe, and the
No,
door's locked. And I was like, I
it's
don't.
optional.
I was like, why do we have
Man,
base
that
building?
sounds like fun. I want
I
to
was
do
like,
that
why do we
now.
have
It does
base
sound
building
like
in
fun.
Call of Duty? I
It
don't
is
want-
fun, but
Mm.
like I said, you don't have to do it. But whatever. Into the main game itself, fantastic, great missions, great achievements that you actually kind of want to do. There's a mission that takes place in DC, and at some point, Bill Clinton's up on the stage.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Yeah,
which is
Just
like,
like
wow,
Bill
y'all really.
Clinton, just
Does he have a cigar?
straight up right there.
yeah.
You cannot be making that joke in 20. Good Lord, man.
It's this
And I
man.
realize we have, I guess, an old audience now. We know that, but that is,
Yeah.
come
This is-
on, bro.
He's repping
All
for
our
the demo.
audience on Medicaid.
Good Lord.
A lady in a blue dress.
Jesus.
Truly,
Sean,
like I said, one of the,
The
best
joke,
single
the
player
internal
games.
joke that we're making is that we ran our Spotify Wrapped or whatever for our podcast, and PSVG's core demo apparently are people over 55.
55. Holy
Delvin's community.
60% of the audience.
It's Delvin's community.
Look,
Delvin brings the listenership on
I
here.
bring the old bitches in.
55. Wow.
And then
appreciate
Shaq is like the complete opposite. It's,
Yeah, and XP is in the middle. XP is
Yeah.
like even across the board.
it's interesting. What an interesting
Yeah.
That's
little
great.
study that was.
Delvin drops off flyers at like the Elks Lounge, you know. trying
Yeah,
to
you
get
know,
some-
it's just- he's hitting up
Flyers.
He's hitting up Shoney's at 3:45 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Like,
Goddamn right.
hey, let me
Talk to
get
the
you
old
this
women.
podcast.
yeah, that early dinner special, like at Coco's or whatever.
He's like walking around. He's like, "Do you like ice climbers? Do I have a podcast for you? Check
Goddamn
this
right.
out."
It's climbers.
Go play Black Ops 6 single player. It's great.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Hold
I
on.
got to.
T,
It's
T, you got to say it.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you did.
In fact, I actually refuse to. So
Damn it, T.
That was being like, say the line, T. Say the line.
Say the line, Bart.
Bart
Say the
just sitting
line.
there.
Yeah,
I didn't do it.
Call of Duty's on my to-do list during our break.
You have
During our break, when I kind of get done playing the things I'm going to play, I'm going to try to play it again. Yeah. My number 3 game for the year is Hellblade 2. And everybody seemingly didn't like it. It's hard not to come away with that like impression, because when it released, it seemed to release to utter disgrace. But I loved it, and for all the reasons that I think other people love similar games, which is really hard to, I don't know, come to grips with. When you play a story, a narrative-focused game, they are short. People don't seem to complain too much about the runtime. People don't seem to complain too much about the graphics. But for whatever reason, when it came to Hellblade, that's all everybody complained about. And It's really hard to connect those dots. It's like you don't give a shit about that in Frank Stone or Man of Medan or any of these other Life is Strange games that you do. For multiple reasons. One, Hellblade 2 is a pinnacle of visual fidelity, just full stop. It's incredible. 2, Hellblade 2 closes the Senua loop, the story, on such an emotionally deep level that games never try to reach for that brass ring in that same way. And so many times when I talk about emotional games that are trying to do something, I often talk about, like the Life is Stranges of the world. I always feel like they're very kind of surface level and heavy-handed and just kind of point you in a direction. Hellblade's not. It's super deep. The story comes across 2 entire games. To understand Hellblade's journey, you have to play the first one. It all ties together, and I think it closes on an incredible loop that makes you understand her struggle and her trauma and where it comes from. And when you think about those sorts of games, when you say those sorts of words, lots of games have tried to do that, and I contend that none of them have done it as good as Hellblade has. And honestly, it's not close. It's really not close. It's incredible. I loved it. It's by far and away my favorite game on Game Pass this year. It's my favorite Xbox game in years. And I honestly think if it was a full system release on every console, I think everybody would love it too. Mm-hmm. I think this game had a lot of things going against it that had nothing to do with the video game. And it's my number 3. I thought it was going to be my number 1. But it's my number 3.
Nice. Beautiful game.
You're up, Sean.
My number 2 is one that I actually don't know if anybody here has played. I'm sorry, number 3?
3, yeah.
Okay, just kidding. Everybody has played this game. I think everybody knows this game very well. I knew that. I'm fine. My number 3 is a game from a publisher that everybody hates for some stupid reason, and they're having some major problems because you guys just can't get over yourselves. Audience, listeners, Ubisoft makes great games, and they started the year with a banger. One of the best Metroidvanias I've ever played in my entire life. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is excellent. Every syllable of that word, excellent. I mean it. Holy crap. The way this thing plays, the way it looks, the new additions they've made to your map system, and how you just play the Metroidvania game. We cannot forget it, okay? It's the end of the year, and I understand it. We've all been through a lot of stuff, and Delvin's having trouble remembering what's on the consoles that he covers on the podcast that he does podcasts for. That's fine. Right. It's not that hard to remember that this game came out at the beginning of the year and that it was excellent. And people should play it, and they should buy it, and if they haven't bought it already, just ask a friend, because they probably played it and they liked it. So I love Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. I remember that it happened in 2024, and everybody should be playing that damn game.
You missed that. When we did our first go-arounds, it was a lot of our number 5s.
Nicely done.
Mm-hmm. And I called it.
I like that a lot.
I called it the best $15 you can probably spend in a video game this year.
I think you might be right.
Yeah.
Good job, Sean. I wish more people talked about this game like you did.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah. If only somebody says something about this game.
All right, Haley.
My number 3 is Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster.
Nice. I haven't played it.
It's a good one.
It is. So, this was actually my first time getting to play Dead Rising 1. I've played 2. I've played 3. I've played... We don't talk about 4.
I like 4.
No, we don't.
We don't talk about 4? I didn't know
4 is
that.
Bruno.
I missed the memo. I didn't get
4
that
got
memo.
canceled.
We don't talk about Dead Rising 4.
Oh, shit.
It's not good.
No.
It's not good.
Oh, I liked it.
That's fine. We don't talk about Dead Rising 4.
I like
Anyways, this is my first
Shitty
time
game.
getting to play the first one. And I had a blast with it. It's just like it's basically the first game. So like there's like it's a new engine. Like it's in the RE engine, which again, for anybody who doesn't know, it's not RE, it's Reach for the Moon engine, which all right.
Wow.
But
It's RE engine.
okay. Anyways, it's basically the first game ported in there. So like the only differences between the old one and this one are updated graphics, new voice acting, like everything is voiced because in the original some stuff wasn't. And you can move while shooting. But beyond that, no other changes were really made. It is in every way a 2006 game.
Yes.
And I had a blast with it the entire way, and I'm still working on the platinum. 53,696 zombies to kill is a pain in the ass.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I installed it today. I plan on playing it.
So fun. I had an absolute blast with it.
Nice. Yeah, Nathan just added it to our Steam fam. I was
Nice.
like, fuck yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Haley added it to my PlayStation.
Yeah,
months
you've had
ago,
access to it since I bought it, so
I'm telling you, it really is. I'm
He's
just
not
like,
turning that PlayStation
I
on.
really
It's
don't.
getting ready to go in the trash.
Yes, not pretty enough for him.
I got to find something.
It isn't.
Delvin?
This one is going to shock people. Hellblade 2.
He
My
picked the
man.
game from this year. Look at this.
Just when I thought he couldn't get any lower, you do
Yes.
something like this.
Totally redeemed
And
himself.
totally redeem yourself.
I played a good amount of this game.
Oh
You
my
know, I
God,
was
you
playing
didn't
this
finish
game.
it?
He said the only game he finished was that other Just Fine Supermassive.
I have
You
an
spoke too
explanation.
soon, Donnie.
The problem was, I will give you an explanation. The problem was, I was playing a good amount of this game, and then what happened earlier this year happened, so I stopped playing it. So
yeah.
that stopped.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I would have beat the game easily. This
Now I
is
feel
one of my.
Damn.
It,
Now I
honestly speaking,
feel bad.
no, don't feel
Don't
bad.
worry,
at all.
he did this to Gabe earlier.
Yes, I did. I 100% did.
Yeah.
Sean, you missed a crazy opening. It's been a thing. It's been a show.
Yeah, yeah.
It's been a show for sure.
Yeah.
Not
But-
Gabe, what?
No, he didn't mean
Not
to. He didn't
intentionally.
know we were going to bring up Gabe.
No, I was
afterwards,
intentional.
but, like,
I know. He knew. This fucker knew what he was doing.
You guys keep my name out of the credits on this, right? Like,
No.
no.
I told you you may not want to show up. I texted Sean like maybe
We are
stay
gonna do-
I'm
away.
just kidding. I love
We're
it.
going to do like Triple H does, and they're in the SmackDown now. You are in the credits, baby.
I love it.
You get top billing now.
Yeah, exactly.
Top of the call.
Featuring Sean Capri and others.
PSVG's Christmas
Yeah,
special with
others.
Sean Capri.
Sean Capri.
Big caps.
Sean Capri and PSVG Christmas special.
Make it like a sitcom.
Yeah, Sean
Jeez.
Capri and the PSVGs.
Oh, nice.
I like that
Capri
one, actually.
SVGs.
That sounds like a terrible
I'm
cover
going to
band.
be honest about this game. I feel like if I'd had more time to play, it'd probably been my game of the year.
It
It's
is.
that
Yes,
good.
very good.
It's visceral. The combat's visceral. It's
the
violent.
combat is
It's
so
always moving. Anytime you think it's a moment when it stops, you know somebody else comes and attacks you, and it feels realistic and gritty, much like Miami, because that's what's going on here.
good. I
Grand
was
Theft
about
Auto
to say,
style.
like, yes.
Much like the streets of Vice
Miami
City.
sounds pretty visceral at the moment.
Much like the streets of Vice City that I live in. But yeah, it's a fantastic game. It's a beautiful game. Probably one of the beautifulest games I've ever seen in my life.
What they did with the combat changes, it's not a whole lot. It's very subtle, but what they did with the camera and the new animations make the combat feel so much more tense and fun to play. It's so much more
Yes.
engaging. And I don't want to turn it just into being angry about like how people reviewed it, but I got to tell you, if it was a different game, I think people would have had a different take on it. Like if
I
a
agree.
different game did what Hellblade did to the combat, I think people would have loved it.
It's
Yep.
a
Like,
technical masterpiece.
It's really hard to explain to people if you haven't played it, but like it's just the animation, the camera change. It's a more claustrophobic. Things come like instead of so like in Hellblade 1, you'd fight multiple enemies, but the other enemies would kind of just sit and wait for their turn. Now they don't. They bump into you. It feels organic. And that adds a shit ton of tension. And like you get into these scenes, like these arena fights where all kinds of shit is happening. Right? It feels chaotic. It feels brutal, visceral. And it sets the feeling of the vibes off in a whole different direction. It's so good.
And it makes when you kill someone and when death happens matter.
You know when the PS5 port comes, you know it's going to review like crazy. Like I guarantee,
if only it came to
PS5,
it's going to happen. It would have reviewed better. And
it's going to
probably would have finished it.
Oh, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yeah, great game, fantastic game.
Yeah,
sweet.
Should be on more Game of the Year list. I will say that much. That's how good it is. But you know,
well, my number 3 is nowhere near that good. My number 3 is Star Wars Outlaws.
I just love how you set it up. My number 3 isn't nearly as good as that game.
No, it's not. It's not. Yeah, Star Wars Outlaws. I haven't finished it. It's fun. It's a cool little romp.
I heard they fixed it.
No, they broke it. Like this whole you can't you can just go loud. No.
I'm with you.
That's nonsense.
I can't wait for them to fix Indiana Jones now.
I agree that you holding the weapons improvement is good, and the stun blast fine, and the stealth sections okay. But yeah, I am kind of a curmudgeon too because I like Outlaws a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, I think forcing you to be stealth is exactly what needs to happen in those areas, especially with the character. Like K-Voss just doesn't feel like that person, so it just takes me out of it. Like she sneaks around. Like that's really
that take it all.
It's because you just
I'm going in guns blazing. Fuck all y'all.
No, because she's
so anyways, I started blasting.
Exactly. She's
PSXP
her character
Civil War.
She's a complete fuck up. She's a lovable fuck
she's
up.
She's gonna run and hide, not just start blasting.
She's gonna run and hide.
I started blasting.
She's gonna run and hide. She's gonna trip on some shit.
Listen to that, a Canadian just like guns and blazing.
That's how Canadians shoot.
Canada likes their guns.
I'm just quoting Always Sunny, so
yeah. But the game is cool. I enjoyed it for what it is. I'll probably get back to it eventually and finish it. But if it looks really nice, it plays well. I enjoyed the story. I enjoy the characters. I wish more people actually played it. It just feels like,
the game that tanked Ubisoft, apparently.
Seriously.
It's going to fucking do them in.
It's not a bad game at all. It's really not.
But I definitely recommend putting in the effort to get the final mission complete because it is a worthy Star Wars finale set piece.
Oh, nice.
And it's a lot of fun. It's very by the book Star Wars, but very fun and well executed.
Blow up the Death Star?
No more spoilers. But
blow up Death Star.
You blow something up.
Sounds good.
That's for
John,
damn
sure. one of 18 Death Stars.
You fight your father.
Yep. That can only
build
be
the Death
blown
Star
up
and then you blow it up.
One thing.
Alvin's close too, but it's just a little off.
Your father.
Just a little off.
Yeah, okay.
That's
no, but
Star Wars.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yep. This is a very good game. This is in my honorable mentions, and part of it is just like how Ubisoft just doesn't seem to be all that confident in it. Like that ruined my experience with it. When as soon as they said we're going to change it, we're going to add this, we're going to take away that, I'm like, it ruined it for Starfield last year for me as well. Games that I really like and they're unfinished. This is not going to be a long diatribe for me, but it's been an ongoing one for me. Like playing games day one kind of sucks a lot of the times.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And I can't stand it, man. I'm liking the game and they're like, oh, we'll fix it. I'm like, then I'm not going to play it anymore. And it can't, like, it halts it at a certain point on my list.
Goddamn right, Sean Capri.
Then they'll bitch about nobody bought it.
Stand on business, Sean Capri. This is what I want to hear from you.
No,
we wanted to make more games, but nobody bought this one. It's like maybe because you released it half-assed.
Yeah, they got to, they're held to hold to those shareholders. They got to get them out for the margins. They can't wait and finish the game.
And then hopefully a year from now that'll be good, right?
Like maybe Cyberpunk Year Edition,
like Cyberpunk's the Cyberpunk.
It worked.
Eventually, it'll be good.
It did work.
Yeah, eventually.
Hurry up and wait.
Yeah,
facts.
But hey, you can create your character while you wait.
That's cool.
TPR, I'm going to need you to say more on this podcast.
No.
I need you to get in here.
I'm going to need you to say
I didn't play Outlaws, so I don't know.
I forgot you were here for a moment. I was like, wait a minute.
I didn't play Outlaws. I don't know if I have much to say about it.
That's okay.
Oh, shit. TPR.
Just make a joke at Delvin's expense at every turn.
The fuck?
There it is.
But no, my number 3 is Helldivers 2. It did come out this year.
There it
Nice.
is.
Yes.
There was a zeitgeist where me,
Nope.
Devin,
Not.
Just
Raven.
love getting
Wrong
this
black
wrong.
person.
Yeah. Other black person.
Golly.
There's 3 years. You have a 1 out of 3 chance of getting it right.
I mean, 2. 2.5.
Yeah, good
The
point.
names are exceptionally
You
similar.
sons of bitches.
Helldivers 2 is great. I never play multiplayer shooters, and I played this one. It's unique in that it's a co-op horde shooter with friends, and it's just the gameplay is great. It's awesome throwing down like carpet bombing robots and bugs on a frequent basis.
Automatons or whatever.
Automatons,
Yeah,
so they're automatons.
What was that
Terminator-
Creek?
just Terminators.
What was that creek?
Yeah,
called
bugs
you
and
guys were doing?
Terminators.
Craig of the Creek.
Marvelon Creek.
Dude,
Yeah,
that was a
Malevolon
whole
Creek.
fucking
Yeah, it was a
thing.
whole thing. And
Mhm.
I love Terminator, and fighting the automatons, it was like the biggest power fantasy for a Terminator fan, just going around and just mowing down all these Terminator automatons.
I only played the game for a couple hours, but I definitely went to that creek because that was like all the social media at the time, and that shit
Probably
was
got your
fucking
ass kicked.
terrifying. Hit the ground, lasers going everywhere, just blood. I was like, what the fuck? Oh
Yeah.
my god!
This is war, son. This is
Also,
war.
100%. What have I done?
Terminator Vietnam.
Yeah.
It was great, like for democracy, even though like
Oh,
Helldivers
yeah.
are actually fascist.
Oh,
but
the
it's
Starship Trooper shit was
like
off
all
the
the
chain.
Starship Trooper shit,
Yeah,
and it was
so
great.
good.
And also like one of the few instances where the community actually comes together to play multiplayer games. And we did it for like
A while.
3-4 weeks
We did it.
consistently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had a good time with it.
Yeah,
There was
we
a
had good time with
whole push to extend that game to Xbox just to get more player. Like the whole community was like, please, we need the Xbox players. We're getting our asses kicked.
it. No, yeah, it was great. It seemed like the subreddit like posts like we need to defend democracy better.
Right. Yeah.
Come the fuck on.
Yeah.
Dude, and what a huge upgrade if anybody played the first Helldivers. Like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Vita game?
did.
100%.
It's like, what the hell? This is
Vita
incredible.
Unintended.
Yeah. Love that
It
game.
also
Right.
came out of nowhere, and the release was just perfect. There was nothing else like it. It was kind of early in the year. It had this like little window, and people just was like, "Yeah, let's give it a shot." I liked the first one, and it blew up.
Not a PvP thing. Not some
No.
season pass bullshit, like thing. It was like, no. Let's all do this together.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Also, props where props are due. I think Arrowhead they reversed their decision or Sony reversed their decision on requiring a PSN account after a lot of the pushback in countries where you simply can't get a PSN account to play the game online.
Only
Well, it
then
should be
to
noted they reversed the
reiterate that
requirement.
decision with every release since then.
Yeah, and also I should be noted the game is still blocked in every country that doesn't have PSN. Like they never
Oh wait, it
fixed
is.
that.
Oh
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah,
those
they
Like,
did not
you don't
fix
need a PSN account to play Helldivers. You can't buy it
So
if
you
you're in
can't
a
buy
country where
You just
PSN
can't
doesn't
play it.
exist. Yeah,
That's one way to fix the problem.
Also, the season pass, like
No. We fixed the glitch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is gone. You just don't get it anymore.
what was it called? War chests. Like it's basically its version of Battle Pass is totally attainable if you don't spend money. If you don't spend
Right.
real world money,
Yeah.
and the progression is really decent. So yeah, I just dropped off. Like happens with a lot of live service stuff. But if that game ever has a single player splinter mode, that just you could do that for however as long as you want. Level up in a single player, like all single player environment. I'd probably jump on it like definitely for the rest of my time.
I mean,
and it's
you
got me
can
interested
play
in
it
like
all
playing
single
Earth
player.
Defense
You're
Force.
just gonna get your ass kicked.
Yeah, so I tried and failed.
I
tried
play
and
single
failed
player
to
all
do
the
that.
time.
Oh, I mean, like without an online connection. Like if it was just they made an offline.
Right. You
mode
want something
for it.
scripted. Yeah.
Yeah. Not even scripted. Just like have all the progression, but just no online connection required. Single player only. That
Is
would be
there,
cool.
because I don't really follow that side of the house, is there like a big expansion coming or something for that?
I don't
I
think
know.
so.
I don't
It
know
just
about
is?
expansion. They just
Interesting.
have updates, and you just get more
Yeah.
stuff added to the board. There's not
But,
really
yeah,
like,
It
DLC.
piqued my
More
interest
now.
in Earth Defense Force is another series of games that's kind of similar, where you're
Oh,
fighting hordes of
EDF.
bugs.
Sure.
So might get into that sometime. But yeah, Helldivers 2. What an awesome game! My favorite multiplayer experience easily since Smash Ultimate.
Awesome.
Mm.
All right, so my number 3, I played Ghost of Tsushima again, but this time I played
All
the
right.
DLC Iki Island for the first time. So
Oh.
that will be
Yeah.
my number 3 slot.
I still
This-
haven't. It's that good, huh?
It's really good.
It's
What this
I beat
this
that.
does?
I beat the DLC, never beat the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, because you just like went off on the boat and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
this is fun.
I was like, this is way better.
Yeah. So often DLCs just kind of like add a new map and you have the same old gameplay that you have in the base game. This one really tweaks everything. You have an enemy that is using hallucinogens and controlling people and brainwashing folks, and you're taking on shamans who will buff enemies. So there's like different dynamics for the combat. Enemies will carry multiple weapons, so you are forced to switch between stances to gain the advantage and have the counters work.
Oh, that's awesome.
It is a nice addition. There's upgrades for the horse, and you have a charging ability now.
Yes.
And they added some new mini games that, even though it's the motion controls, I actually kind of liked it for like, I think the first time ever, because you have these sections where you play your flute and you have to move the controller up and down to keep the song going. And then you can pet the cute little animal and get like some kind of flower buff or whatever. So it is a nice addition to the game that it's a yes and not just like a continuation of the same. So that is why Iki Island, besides it being very fun to say, Iki Island, Iki Island, Iki Island, is my number 3.
I'm surprised, Dev, you look so confused. We talked about this when it happened. I kept telling everybody I wanted it to be like standalone or something. I
I
dug
don't
it.
remember you playing the DLC at all.
Yeah.
Does not compute at all.
I don't remember that either.
It was a fever dream.
Fake
I was
news.
not
You were
talking about
there,
that at
and you
all.
were there, and you were
I don't
there.
think that happened.
I had no idea.
You're up to
8 years old.
All right, y'all. Number, what is this? 3?
3.
Yeah, 3 is Paper Mario 1000 Year Door on the Switch.
Ooh.
I did not play it 20 years ago, so it's all new to me in 2024 when it came out on
We
the
need a
Switch.
new host.
And
That's all I'm hearing is I got a new host coming.
and wow, have I enjoyed this game!
It's a
And
great game.
I have not concluded it. I'm at the last whatever castle, and I'm trying to get to the puzzle. So I am far along. I've beaten everything up until that point, but it's just been real super fun to play it, and I love the way it looks and so forth. And I don't know, I dig it. Everybody dug it 20 years ago. I'm late. I get that, but it's fire on the Switch, and I really do dig it. And so that is why it is number 3 on my list this year.
Love it. 2 then, right? All right. My number 2 is Echoes of Wisdom, the new Zelda game that just released earlier this fall. Kind of somewhat of a surprise. I think it has some surprise factor for me. When it was announced the whole year, I was like, that's cool. I'm definitely going to play it. I love Zelda games. But was never, look, I've said it a long time. I'm a 3D Zelda fan and a 2D Mario fan, right? So the 2D Zeldas were never my favorite thing. I'm not one of those people, that like Link to the Past, definitely like one of my favorite games, but not like best Zelda ever. I've never been that person. So the fact that it was a 2D Zelda, I wasn't like, like over the moon where I thought it was filler for the Switch until the Switch 2. I was like, we're just going to get this game out. We're going to play a 2D Zelda game and we'll move on, because it had that Link's Awakening look, probably running the same engine. I was like, it's going to be like that. And then to be completely blown away, short into lead and then definitely in launch. This is my favorite 2D Zelda game, and it's, by a far margin, do I like this game a lot more than Link Between Worlds, a lot more than Link to the Past. Because it's Breath of the Wild in 2D. That's what it is. It's 2D Breath of the Wild. And if you love the freedom and the ability to explore and like the game-breaking physics or abilities to do things to a game that you can't do and experiment with things that Breath of the Wild offered, you get to do that with this game. You're not blocked off by the trees or the sky. You can fly and fucking climb over that shit. You can get around things if you want to. You can break things. The combat was interesting because you don't have the traditional sword and shield, right? You conjure as you play as Zelda, which I think is actually kind of like the most important part, is you actually play as Zelda and not as Link. But Zelda has a staff and she can essentially conjure things out of nowhere. And that is super experimental and super fun to play with. I was really worried that when it first was announced, that somebody, like the whole building and attaching mechanics of Tears of the Kingdom weren't my favorite things. I was like, I don't want like these crafting games. I was worried when Echoes of Wisdom was announced that like this would feel somewhat tedious. And I was surprised at how quickly it became second nature to just kind of throw stuff out. And then you can be kind of a troll and fuck around with enemies and have a lot of fun doing it if you want to get very inventive and creative and like dropping them off of platforms or like using beds or tables to essentially like lock people into areas and like let the environment work for you. There's lots of like chain of operations mechanics that you can do in that game that's very satisfying and rewarding. I would be very happy if this formula was like the foundation for future 2D Zelda games. Like I would be very happy if Echoes of Wisdom has multiple sequels. Like if the next 10 years we have not necessarily an Echoes 2, but another 2D game where you play as Zelda. I think it offered enough that was different from the mainline games that it felt very novel and new and refreshing. And I think like kind of like how a lot of people felt about Link Between Worlds when it was, when it released and how it kind of broke the formula and stuff. So yeah, I really loved it. And was 100% sure until like 2 weeks ago that it was going to be my number one game of the year. But it did lose that top pedestal. But still, number 2, really high up there. One of my favorite Zelda games of all time, in my favorite franchise of all time. And that's saying a lot. So, and I mean, like I said, I got the Switch. I liked it so much that I was like, I got to get the Lite. Like, I got to get a system, to have, because I enjoyed this game so much. So I loved it. Echoes of Wisdom, number 2.
I really dislike when Donnie speaks so highly about a game and likes a game a lot, and I am so disinterested in it. Like, that sucks. I hate it. And it's not an active disinterest. It's just kind of apathy, and I hate it. Like, I just want to acknowledge it. I'm not trying to smack talk. It's just like, you and I connect on so many games, and there's a lot of times when Donnie talks passionately about a game, I'm like, oh, I gotta check that out. And it's like, this one doesn't do much for me, and it sucks. And I don't like it. So there.
I get it.
So number 2.
Since nobody asked. All right, so number 2? Okay.
Gabe would have loved it.
Yeah,
100%,
probably.
100%.
My game number 2, I thought I was going to last time, so the preamble. I don't know how many people here who have played it. I'm going to include it as one full experience. These are actually 2 games I'm combining into one. Yeah. These are games that are kind of like PT. Repeating, you find yourself in a corridor. It's a first-person kind of experience, and you find yourself looking down a corridor, and you're like, "What the heck is going on here? Like, there's nothing to see here." And you walk down it, and you try to see if there's anything up with what's going on. The games I'm talking about are the Exit 8 and Platform 8 from Japanese developer Cadillac Creates, and I think this is a really unique kind of game.
I know these games.
Have you seen these, Donnie?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Really cool, really kind of spooky, like, again, unassuming hallway.
They're on my wish list.
It looks realistic, too.
You need to play these, Donnie. They're really fun. They're really scary. You play them with a set of headphones, get the lights down and dim and everything, and just kind of like get into the mood for it. And you're trying to spot any anomalies that might show up. Some of them are subtle. Some of them you can walk right past and get it wrong. And some of them are jumping right out of the walls at you and scaring the shit out of you. And it's such a fun experience for it to be so simple. The Exit 8, you're in like a subway tunnel. And on the Platform 8, you're on a never-ending subway car, actually.
Yeah, that's the one I know, the subway car.
Very cool. I think Exit 8 is on like Switch and PC and everywhere else. Platform 8 right now is just on Steam, but should be coming to Switch right away. And it's just one of the more unique games or set of games that I played. Really fun to stream, really fun to play. You can fire up something in the Discord and play with others. They can help you spot things that are maybe a little bit weird. Maybe there's a missing door. Maybe a poster starts to watch you. Maybe there's a flood of blood rushing down the hallway and you got to run away from it. It's pretty cool, man. Like, if you
definitely like off kiltered.
Yes, sure. Japanese horror.
It's eerie. Yeah, it's very like Ring-ish and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I really like these games. The Exit 8 and Platform 8, I'm going to combine as one. You could probably buy both of them for like $10. Like, they're not... Actually, that's exactly what you can buy them for in Canada. $5
So
each.
it's probably like $5
Like a
here.
nickel here.
In the US,
Exactly.
they're like $5
Yeah.
total. Yeah.
So don't
7
buy your
cents.
kids a Happy Meal next time. Just buy yourself Exit 8 and Platform 8, and you'll be good.
Yeah. If you're in
Happy
Canada, go
Meal
to the
telling us
Stop and
not to
Dive
feed
and
our
get one.
kids?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
They'll be fine.
Fuck them kids.
I don't
They
even know
eat.
if you can feed, the kids. I don't.
My-
Happy Meals
My
can't be
kid's
$10.
starving
You
right
don't
now.
even
It's
know
fine.
Wow.
My kid is starving right
Your kid
now.
is grown.
It's
He
Got some
fine.
Asian go, but can't feed him.
Wow.
They're fine. They'll figure
Good
it out.
pick, Sean. Like
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So before I go, Donnie, how do you want me to do this? I got like 15 minutes before I leave. You want me to run both of them down now, or just leave my last one?
Yes.
Do them. Do all
Okay.
of them. Let's go.
Yeah. Two of them.
Two of them.
We already did.
do-
Yeah.
Back to back. You gotta go.
Okay, so first one I have in second place, Astrobot. It is a joyous ride from start to finish. I love everything about the way that the level design gets increasingly, like, I wouldn't say hard enough that like you're going to struggle on most of them, but up until that final level where like you want like the challenge run level, like you're going to need all the mechanics that they've taught you throughout the game. It's such a fun time to experience all the cameos. Like, yeah, people wish there had been a little less of them, but I don't know. I loved all the cameos. I think all of the special like unlocks for each of the cameos improved them. I think the Katamari one is my favorite because you just get close enough to the ball and it just sucks you in and he rolls you around. It's a really fun time. And I'm excited to see what Team Asobi does with more. And then Sean's gonna fucking hate this.
That's fine.
My number one game of the year, Dragon Age: The Veilguard.
That game hurt my feelings.
I know it did. I watched your entire escapade through that. And it hurt your feelings.
Tell me why you loved it so much. Was it the uninteresting characters or the nonsense storyline, the stuff that doesn't matter? Like,
All of that.
yeah, that all
of
sounds
it.
awesome.
That's entirely what Dragon Age is for me. I don't give a flying shit about whether or not choices carry over from previous Dragon Ages, and I played them all. Which is a big thing that people were upset about if people don't know. They made the choice to like whittle down the choices that carried over to like 3 or 4 of them. Now, Sean thought they were interesting and bland characters. I did not.
Uninteresting. Uninteresting. Just to be clear.
Okay.
Not
yeah.
interesting characters.
I did not.
Uninteresting
but
dialogue.
Also, I was invested in a couple of the characters already from reading like outside material for Dragon Age. So
Which ones? Because I'm at a loss here. Help me out, because I still have the game.
Fighting.
Who?
okay, so I was interested in Harding because Harding appears throughout all of Inquisition and is not available as a companion character in Inquisition, and then she transfers over here and is a companion character.
Yeah.
I was also
Okay.
interested in Lucanus because his faction, not himself, appears in Tevinter Nights, among other things. And I can't really say other characters that I was interested in because they're spoilers for when they appear. Outside of, like, I'm referring to characters that make returns.
Fair.
I don't know how far you got.
I've seen a few of them. Yeah.
Yeah. But I enjoyed this game. Not solely, but like the big draw for this game for people who aren't aware is that it is the conclusion of what the DLC for Trespasser sets up for Dragon Age: The Veilguard. And it is you're immediately given a bigger threat than that, but the way that it's done is very interesting. Now, I'm not going to spoil this game for people, contrary to people's like golden belief that I do that for every game I talk about.
Just about 2/3.
Princess of
And
spoil.
movies.
I don't understand how anybody could come up with an idea like that.
Anyways, I'm not going to spoil it. I like the way that the story weaves. Now, I have not finished this game. I have had to start it twice. I made it to chapter 10 the first time, and then we already joked about it once. My cat died, and I couldn't look at that save without feeling sad every time. So I actually wiped it from my entire hard drive. Like, that save just gone. I couldn't open that save file and like look at it or do anything without crying. So I started over, and I'm at chapter 9 now. So like I've basically gotten to where I was. Like I still have to do like chapter 10 stuff, but I really like the way that, like, you dictate your own backstory via choices you make with a mirror a specific character gives you earlier in the game. You're traveling to places. The big thing for me, and I know this actually upset a lot of people, is I love that we have the Dragon Age 2 style dialogue wheel for most things. Obviously, there's a few cases where it's like one or two choices, but like the dialogue wheel for a lot of conversations is the Dragon Age 2 style, where like you pick the humorous option or you pick the strong option or whatever. Like each option has like an icon associated with it, and it's really good. For me personally, I know that others have problems with it. I also really like the combat, which I am playing a mage. I'm doing like the Spellblade specialization, so like throwing the knife in the orb and that. It's really fun to like combo it together, especially my party is usually Harding and someone else. Harding's ability is like cohabituate with mine really well. And it's just a fun time. And again, I really liked where the story is going. I obviously haven't finished it yet because, so.
What do you think about that, Sean?
I already did it.
I already know. As
did
soon as I
it.
said it was my number one, I knew it was gonna.
Oh, thanks for asking, Donnie. I think Harding sucks.
Guess what? Fuck this game.
The
Haley,
dwarves are so interesting. The dwarves are fascinating. You got this boring chick Harding. She's got nothing going for her, man. Come on, dude. Give me a dwarf with a beard. Jesus.
Sean,
before you go, Haley, give me your prediction for 2025.
Because I won't get to it. I was gonna hang out to hear other people's things for like 10 minutes before I gotta go.
But I don't know if we're gonna get there.
I know. So my prediction for 2025: GTA 6 gets delayed.
Yeah, pretty solid.
Yeah. What do you think? Give me a prediction for your favorite game in 2025.
Borderlands 4, probably.
That'll be fun when we revisit that in a minute. All right, Delvin.
That sigh.
Is it
My
Dragon
number
Age?
2 pick
Donnie was
is a game I've actually played a lot of. Mortal Kombat 1.
Those motherfuckers about to say Pong or some shit.
I should have said Pong. I should have said my number 2, Jungle Hut for the Atari 2600.
All right, Mortal Kombat 1, I'm actually somewhat interested in because it's been on sale a lot. It sounds like it's not.
Yes.
It didn't sell very well or something. All the rumors are is that support for the game is being cut.
Yes,
the
because the
expansion
Chaos
did not
Rays
sell well.
didn't sell.
But it seems to have, like Ghostface looks dope, and like
Yes.
I have
I'm gonna get to that.
twice. I have twice looked at buying it for Switch, just for Switch 2. Like I'll just get it now for like $13 before they raise the
I
price.
hope
on
that
Switch
it
2.
works on Switch too.
Right. Correct.
That's a good guess. That's a good. I might try that. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Mortal Kombat 1. I'm going to say this right now, but this might be a little controversial. Might be the best fighting game out there in
Ever.
terms of
all time.
No, not of all time. Of like right now, of all the fighting games that are out, Mortal Kombat 1 might be
Smash
the best.
Brothers, Street Fighter, Tekken.
Yes, Mortal Kombat 1.
Wow.
When it comes to story-based content, when it comes to mechanics, when it comes to just the swath of content they constantly give you, it's amazing. It's a lot of stuff. Like even like, if you want to, I like fighting games with story modes in it.
Right.
Mortal Kombat has a long ass story mode that is very expansive, and Chaos Reigns adds to that.
Wow.
So this is one of the few fighting games. If you wanted to play by yourself, you 100% can play by yourself and have a great time playing by yourself. Not only with like the story modes, but each individual stories with the characters like Liu Kang and doing like the little challenges and stuff like that. They have a whole bunch of challenges. There's so much stuff you can do as a single player.
You need to add the caveat that it's the best single player fighting game, because I'm pretty sure the fighting game community overall would abhorrently disagree.
Yeah.
Spoiler, Dev. I don't give a fuck what the fighting community says.
Street Fighter 6.
I'm here for that interview. Delvin said, listen to me.
Keep that.
We don't care.
We don't care. Mortal Kombat and the mechanics of Mortal Kombat is really great. Combos, the counters. It's way more fluid. Because when people think of Mortal Kombat, a lot of times because our demographic is old people, They think of the old way people play Mortal Kombat, like Mortal Kombat 1 through 3. No. Mortal Kombat 1 is very fluid with its combat. Very fluid, very active. You have to know what you're doing to play it. It's simple enough to learn, but difficult to master. And then when you add in all the characters that you can play as and do the fatalities for not only like, Conan, the people from Scream, and just the nice touches they put on it, it's really fucking fun. It is a fun ass fighting game.
From Scream to refer to Ghostface is funny as fuck. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah. Nobody knows fucking Ghostface Killer.
So fatality is.
I got a question. I got a question for you, Delvin. You said it's more fluid. Is this more fluid in comparison to Mortal Kombat 11 or the Injustice games? Because
yes,
I've played those, and they still feel kind of stiff. They don't have the same fluidity as like
a lot more fluid,
or maybe even Street Fighter or the old school Marvel vs. Capcom stuff.
A lot more fluid. It has a nice feel to it. Plus, since you're the hook to this game is you're fighting with two characters like, the Marvel vs. Capcom games. So you can tag in and tag out. That adds a whole other level of dimension to it that makes the game just kind of pop. It just feels good. The violence in it is grotesque. It's brutal. The fatalities in this game are almost offensively insane. They're like, we're going to... sometimes I just play it just to get to the fatality part because they're so brutal. Like, playing as Omni-Man and doing the whole fatality when you're holding their face through the subway and
oh, nice.
It's sick.
Yes. So is Homelander.
Homelander, Omni-Man, Conan, Ghostface, like Haley said.
One of those is not the same.
Not Ghostface Killer.
It's just like superpower guy with a knife.
I'm somewhat stunned, especially after the whole. I didn't play any. Like I did not have Mortal Kombat 1 on my bingo card. I didn't think anybody was going to bring that to the table.
It's really good. I love it.
Ghostface may as well have superpowers because God, that guy survives things he shouldn't.
Sure. Well, kind of. Yeah,
well,
exactly.
Obviously, Delvin, you know what I'm referring to.
Yes.
Spoil it for us. Tell us.
Oh,
for Scream 1? Sure, I'll spoil a 25-year-old movie. I don't care.
The call's coming from the house.
One of the interesting things about it is it pays homage to all of that. Like when you play as Omni-Man, you get the Omni-Man quotes, you get the kind of things he would say. When you play as Ghostface, they recognize the characters from Scream 1.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's those little touches like that make it really, really cool.
Also, we should I'm just gonna put this out there. It's Skeet Ulrich. Like they actually got him to voice the character. It's not someone it's not some randomly trying to replicate Ghostface. Like Skeet Ulrich is like motion captured for the game. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know that at all.
Of course you wouldn't.
It was Troy Baker.
Yeah, Troy Baker. Troy Baker as Skeet Ulrich. Skeet.
Skeet.
But Mortal Kombat 1 is fantastic. Highly recommend it. Especially get it now because it's on sale like all the time for like $20 and the expansion like $20 more bucks. And just get it.
Like I said, it was like $27 for Black Friday, but nope.
It was legit. Like a week ago, I could have got on Switch for $15.
Yeah,
I thought about it. I hovered over it for a moment. I was like, do I? Because it's like broken on Switch, but I was like, but Switch do? Like,
you got two
games. Yeah, it might
like
for Switch too.
That's right there.
No, I'm not recommending the Switch.
I gotta go. Merry Christmas. Good to hang out with y'all.
Merry Christmas.
Another
I'm
one
not
bites the
recommending the
dust.
Switch copy, but it might be might be worth taking a chance on. It's a great game.
I like betting the futures. And see if it pays off. Did you know they're releasing like a Switch 2 copy with the expansion where it would be $60 again, right? Like I might as well just get in early.
But
save
it's
a
really
couple
good.
bucks.
Highly recommend it. Mortal Kombat 1.
Nice. I definitely didn't see that
Yeah.
See that coming in. That's way out of left field.
But it makes sense for Delvin, to be honest.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Gratuitous violence.
Yes.
My type of game.
Violence and nonsense. Right up your alley.
Yes.
My number 2 is Stellar Blade. This one just kind of came out of nowhere for me. I mean, I know people were really excited about it when it was named something else. It took forever to come out. I think it was like, you saw ass. Delvin woke up, saw ass, shared it with his friends. That's what he does. But I don't typically play games like these, but I had nothing to play. And I was like, all right, this looks interesting. Let me go ahead and check it out. I really enjoyed the combat. The story is kind of out there, but I enjoyed it. It wasn't bad. It was just fine. In a year where I didn't play a ton of games, this one definitely stuck out for me as something that I actually stuck with and played for a while. I liked the combat. It was definitely not an easy game. It actually has an easy mode though. So if you do not like Souls-like games because the combat is difficult there, you can turn it down to easy and kind of just fly through it. But I do like the challenge, so I left it at normal. And got my ass kicked several times by several different bosses. But eventually, like all old school games, you figure out the patterns and find a way through. I do enjoy that kind of challenge in a game. And this one had plenty of that. The combat, the upgrade system. I love the game with upgrades. Like, give me some progression. I don't want to just keep using the same stuff. Let me get a path. Let me find extra abilities. Those are games that I love. And this one has a pretty diverse skill tree. You have a bunch of different ways that you can actually, use your combat. There's counters, there's combos, there's a gun. So it scratched a lot of itches for me, and the game just looks and plays really well. So I had a really good time with it. I eventually fell off. I didn't finish it. I got to a certain boss, was kicking my ass, and then life happened, and I haven't gone back. But I do plan on going back and finishing this game because I thoroughly enjoyed it. I enjoyed
and you played
the
a
world,
bunch
I
of it.
enjoyed the music. Yeah, I'm
you're
basically
pretty
at
deep.
the
Like
end.
I played this game too, but I recall doing this with you. I mean, you played this game a lot.
Yeah,
a lot more than I did.
Yeah, I'm pretty much at the end. Like I'm almost done with it. I just got to go back and finish it. But I was trying to get all the achievements. Like I may even platinum this one still because I enjoyed it that much. It's a really good time. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the combat, and I look forward to getting back into it and finishing it. Maybe on.
What kind of game is it? Like I'm always hearing about it, but I don't know what it is.
It's kind of like a Souls-like as far as combat is concerned. You have to really. It's not a counters. Like you can't just go in and just mash buttons. It is very like single enemy type combat. You're only going to do it one at a time. There are times when you're going to get surrounded, and if you're not paying attention and countering and parrying and moving out of the way, you're just going to get mowed up. So it's like dystopian type futuristic type game. You're going to the planet trying to fight off this enemy incursion that is taking over the land. Very sci-fi, very dystopian, but a lot of fun. I played it in Japanese as well because
nice.
A lot of like
I love that.
Reminded me a lot of like Darksiders 3. It's a little bit harder, but that's kind of like in that vein. I love the environments. I can back you up here. I played a little bit of it. I got my PlayStation 5 as one of the few games I was really excited to play. And I do think it looks like visual quality is very nice. And fluidity is equally as nice. Like the game looks great and plays great. Performance is very nice. It is tough though. And that's not why I stopped playing it. I stopped playing it because I was playing other things. And then as you said, there are combos and like certain things. And it's like, it's not a game. I don't think it's like, it's not an easy one to pick up and play over periods of time. Like you kind of need to commit to learn and then play that game, or you're not going to get very far because you will get wrecked. Like the bosses and stuff will absolutely beat your ass. And it is one of those, like the Souls-like games, you can't like cheese it from afar either. You got to get in there. You got to get in there and get the parries and stuff going, or you'll just get destroyed.
I mean, is there like a story mode? Can a man get in there and just put that bad boy on easy?
There is an easy mode, but it's not like a press a button to advance easy. Like even on the easy mode, like you still gotta play. You still gotta learn like the rules of the game.
Yeah, you learn the rules of the game, but the easy mode is definitely like you can go in there and get it done. Yeah. You just, like Donnie said, don't drop off and try to come back because you'll forget what the hell you were doing and then just get your ass kicked and probably not want to play it. It's not super long either.
But I like
they got a good demo for it as well. It gives you a pretty good idea of what the combat is like because I played the demo. Okay, and you pretty much.
I didn't know there was a demo. That's cool.
Yeah, light, strong attack, dodge. Parries, counters, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
You go to a rest point and all the enemies reset and you get your health back. And exploration.
It's cool. There's like hidden things, so you can like jump up on like the tops of rooftops or find different alleys and things. You find little chests and stuff. That I liked a lot. It's good stuff.
Oh yeah, I did all that. Like you know me, I'm a find.
Yeah, me too. That's climbing all over everything, trying to figure out how to get over there. Yeah, it's good stuff.
I was supposed to go over here. Let's go that way.
Correct.
Yeah, always
as we've all been taught.
Yeah, because there's
your objective is to the left. Well, I'm fucking going right all the way as far as right will take me.
And if there's not something for me to collect, then I'm going to be very upset.
Fuck this game. Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, that's my numero dos. TPR, you alive? You here still?
Yeah, I'm here. I was waiting for you. No, I'm here.
He's done.
I'm alive. Help.
Island
Help.
treatment.
Trying not to disappear. No, Control. It did not come out this year. Control Ultimate Edition. I
Fuck yeah.
completed this year.
Great game.
5 years late. But
Right on time.
Better late than never.
it was a fantastic game.
Control's
I loved.
incredible.
I played Alan Wake Remastered last year for the first time. I loved Alan Wake.
Damn. First Alan Wake's good.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
And, Control was great.
Second one
You know,
falls asleep.
throwing chairs at people. It's awesome. And
Oh yeah.
I do that all the
just any
time.
inanimate object that's large, just throw it at someone's head.
I do that all the
Wait, was
time.
this Waffle House
Ashtray
or
Maze.
Control?
It's
I'm sorry.
Control is incredible.
Yeah, the Ashtray Maze was great. And also the DLC, there's one of the expansions, I think it was the Altered World expansion. There's one that ties in, that brings the whole universe together with Alan Wake. That totally caught me off guard. And the way they interweave with each other was fantastic. So, like, I was in it as much for the lore as I was for throwing objects at people. And the developers knew what they were doing. And I'm excited to play Alan Wake 2 at some point.
Yeah.
I'm excited for
Yeah.
Control 2 at some point.
And
Right.
Control 2.
Well, it's
And the-
multiplayer.
And the Max Payne
No.
remakes.
I know, but the first one that you're getting will be multiplayer.
Doesn't exist.
Then Control 2 will show up at some point in the future.
Yeah.
PlayStation
Control
7.
2, whatever that multiplayer thing is.
That's what we're getting. Please be excited.
Be excited.
No.
Sounds great.
Jesse Faden, best protagonist. Right
Yes.
there.
I do like
Control is
Jesse.
incredible.
Jesse's awesome.
All right. Well, I made my top 2 picks, actual games that came out this year that I played this year to follow the
Look at
rules
you. Look
that
at you.
Donnie threw down. And my second
Who'd have
pick
thought?
is
Like, I love him, like this dictator. It's like it's a game. It's a 2024 year
Goddamn
podcast.
I'm glad you said it. Dictator.
yeah,
Goddamn Donnie Hussein over here.
Double
Put
D.
the
You got double D
in
over
dictator,
here.
sir.
Dictator Donnie.
Jesus, they're like, I guess I had to do something. Follow the rules. This end of the year recap show.
Better do your
Jesus
goddamn hell work, or else you're not going to.
I want you all to go to the Keeleys. I want you all to be honest. Like
Oh, no.
Jeff would quit.
Why would
He's
I
like
do
never fucking mind. Just
that? I
forget
don't even
it.
watch that shit. Let's go.
Hey, man.
Ugh.
It's hard when you're at the top. You know, people can come for you.
Just tell me the games that are coming out. I don't need to watch the rest.
I swear to you, I'd be like, I could on Shaq. I'd be like, we need to have our top 5 games of the year on Switch. Delvin would be like, does it have to be a game on Switch?
Yeah, I got a sweet free. Yeah.
Doesn't have to be on Switch.
I got a
Switch
Game
Doesn't
Boy
have to be a
Online.
Nintendo game.
I got a Game Boy Color right now. I was playing this.
Those Donkey Kong Land games, man. Pretty great.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking A.
I agree.
Mhm.
My
Let's
son
go,
is
son.
playing those.
Yeah, very good.
Good.
All right, so
What are
my
you
number
playing?
2 pick is Helldivers 2. It's
Nice.
much as what has been said before, this was a great game that came out of nowhere, and at least for me. And I felt like, again, it just dropped at the perfect time. People were looking for something to play after the holiday season. And what I found most interesting about it, it wasn't just the PSVG crew that was playing together. It was other peer groups, some who are very casual gamers who do not play this kind of stuff. But because it was 4-player co-op, it was much easier to get people in. And then I started going to the office and people were playing it there too. And that's pretty rare where many different separate groups in my life are playing the same game at the same time. And that's one of the reasons I like Helldivers so much. And my Friday night movie group, that my buddy's playing it again. And he says they've fixed some of the stuff that was kind of broken with the last patch update. So I am actually kind of curious if I get the urge to try to like play it again and see what
Yeah.
it's like.
I'll do it with
that-
listeners.
2 of us.
Yeah.
Let me know.
There you
All
go.
We will dive again.
That said, I
Huh?
am kind of like over. I hope some of the upgrades are like enticing because right now there's nothing tickling my pickle, and
Whoa.
it's all the boring ass like gun upgrade, like not really doing it for me. You know, I want to see like I felt like they were teasing something where you had like the light armor ammo, the medium
pickle.
armor ammo, or it's like the large armor ammo. You know what I mean? Like where it's more like fun things to unlock. I'm glad everybody loved that comment. I'm just still trying to plow through it. It's just like laughing.
Smooth took us all out. Took us all out, man.
Laughing. Everything I just said, gone. He said something that referenced a dick, and now we can't think about anything else but that.
What was the game?
All 12.
What game are we telling?
Pickle Tickler 3.
There's no adulting here at all.
With that Flanders ass comment. Pickle my tickle.
That's
Oh, Stokely,
that's a honey doodle. But yeah, I did really enjoy that game for what it was worth. I'm three some months of good solid multiplayer gaming. That's pretty good for someone who likes the single player experience more than anything else these days. So that's why it's my number 2.
Nice.
Love it.
Excellent.
Number 2 is Balatro.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
You also
there it is.
trust me. You want that physical edition? Because guess what? Comes with cards.
Wow.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
The card
Nice.
game.
See out here,
Yeah.
AMSR. I appreciate it.
I actually started this game. I actually started this game on Apple Arcade and was really enjoying it. And then Wario 64 was like, "Yo, you can get that physical for like $17." And I was like, "But if I buy from Best Buy, where I already got a little cash, I can get it for probably 10." And I did. $10 for the physical. I love playing it physical more than I love playing on my phone. Of course, it's a nicer screen.
Sure.
It looks great on the OLED Switch. This is a great game. Hands down. Just I can't call it. And it got me out of nowhere. Like I said, I started messing around with it on Apple Arcade. Like, people keep talking about it. Let me see what's going on. I'm like, oh, okay. So then I was like, I had no complaint about not copying it physically. And I was like, yeah, you going to sell it physically? I will certainly cop a copy from you. It's poker with these weird jokers that do crazy power-ups and math. And I know none of that seems to speak to some people, but it scratches an itch in my brain that like gets me like, hell yeah, yes please. A roguelike kind of situation going on too, because you know, saying you only got so many times to get it right, or you know, you're losing. Start from scratch, and I bangs. It goes hard, man. I'm telling you right now. If you have not, I don't know. It's not even doing math. You don't have to do the math. Just put your addition first and your multiplication last. That way you'll raise your score.
English on that.
Play it. I'm telling everybody, just give it a go. Don't. I don't like card games. I'm not one of those guys who plays card games. I just don't. But this one is just messing with cards enough to make you go, oh, okay.
Oh.
And I go hard on it, man. And it's kept me up many a night when I probably should be not on my phone or on the Switch and just put it down. But here I'll be in bed just going at it, man. So it's a really powerful game. I dig it, and I highly recommend Balatro. Cop that.
I don't think I can
Well,
ignore
like,
this
how to
one
play
much
poker.
longer, dude.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing, Sean. I've just seen it on all the awards nonsense that I usually don't care about, but like with T recommending it as well.
I wasn't going to say anything, but maybe I should. like I was just going to let T have it.
Yeah.
I tried it on Apple Arcade, and I do understand why I think people like it, but I'm not into it.
So weird. Cards and roguelike, like these are, you love these.
These are my
things,
things,
Donnie.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
exactly.
Donnie game. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
weird. You don't
Yeah.
like this. Math.
It is addictive. Like I got into that loop, and I was like, I get it. Like I get why people are, but also there's a part of me I just can't help but to go over. I'm like, but we're playing like cards, like Microsoft Solitaire. It's like, what the fuck? Like this is really, this is your king. This
Solitaire?
is what y'all are going hard about. That's the thing that I think it's more. I think honestly, I think it's more social media influenced gamer media than the game itself. Like I see it and I'm like, why isn't that Neva? Why isn't that Echoes? Why, like, I see like Hellblade, like these same people shit on Hellblade constantly, and if they want to lift up Balatro and be like some hipster cool kids,
Just Balatro.
like,
Simple.
Why is it in
I can't let go of that. Like
The
that
real card
really
game.
bothers the fuck out of me for some reason, because you see it and I
We
do
got
like this
actual
because
games over here, people.
well, here's the thing. It's a really neat idea, but like it's not a Marvel. But like, yeah, here we are. Like we're probably like 10 days away or whatever from somebody walking out and being like game of the year, and that'll go down in Wikipedia or something. And that, for whatever reason, that does bother me, and I'll own that bias. I'll gladly own that bias.
It's fair.
It is.
Sean, are you buying games next year? Can you actually buy Balatro?
Oh, I'm buying games next year.
All right.
But there
All the
are
ones from this year.
conditions. There are conditions for next year.
They're
There's a
all
whole
games
new
from
set of
this year
rules.
that are cheap.
That's
Yes.
right. That's right. Yep,
Yeah.
Steam sales,
The
man.
definitive editions.
I figured
That's right.
The fixed it. We fixed it edition.
Yep.
All right, so it's me then, right? Number one.
Yes.
My number one is Neva from Nomada Studios, the same people that make Gree. I've been talking about in recent weeks because I've beaten it in recent weeks. It's a special game. Like I feel like bad because I know not everybody here listens to Nintendo Shack, and I don't know how many people listen to podcasts on Nintendo Shack, but I did this on Nintendo Shack, so I'll try to do it again, but a little bit more succinctly. There are games that you play and you consume. There are just a bunch of them, right? Like you've played them before. We all know what we love, and we get into them, and they can be good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they're bad, but they're products. We buy these products because what we like, we play them, we finish them, and then that's it. We never think about them again. They go in a box, they get traded in, they're done. And then I think there are games that reach beyond that. I think there are games that reach into that level that, like, what I would call special. Either for some sort of, like, story reason, it's enriching, it's emotional, or mechanically, adventures into places you've never seen before. And I think Neva does both. I think Neva is one of the more interesting and clever platformers I've ever played. And it also is a touching, emotional story, and it also has best-in-class visuals. It's hard for me to deny Neva when it does everything that I think, like, we quote-unquote grade a video game on. Superb. Like, it does all, like, the music is off the charts, the visuals are next to none. The platforming is like as good or better platforming, or at least interesting, different platforming than most platformers I've ever played. And if you ever played Gree, and I played and loved Gree, this game then adds in combat. So you have like this Death's Door, Hollow Knight-esque combat added to a game that's like Gree. And for me, I played Gree and loved it, but I don't think Gree is like the greatest game I've ever played. And a lot of it is because Gree was like a passive experience. It was like a narrative adventure game. This is a proper video game. And having played and beat it, like, I don't know what I can say to, like, sell it beyond the fact that it's without weakness. It is excellent. Across the board, top down, I love it across the board. Like, everything about it, I think, is excellent. And when I finished the game, I messaged Sean. I'm glad you're here. I messaged Sean. I was like, game of the fucking year. Mm-hmm. Because, like, I can't, and as much as I loved Echoes and Hellblade, it can't be denied. Like, I feel like it just shoots. Like, I have other things. Like, if I wanted to throw stones at those games, I can't. I can't with Neva. There's no stone for me to throw. I think it's great. That doesn't mean it's perfect. I don't think it's for everybody. But I don't think it does anything it sets out to do, and I don't think it does it poorly. It's incredible. Incredible game.
There are limitations with Neva that are maybe technologically, like, imposed. Maybe it's the size of the team that forces creativity, and I love that. I love seeing devs and artists be so forced to do something interesting and different, and I think that's part of what shines through with Neva. Not really, there's no dialogue, there's not a spoken word in it, and yet I'm connected to these characters,
and yet it tells a story, and exactly
100%.
You understand these characters
100%, and it leaves it open to interpretation as well. And so I think that's what, for those who it resonates with, I think that's why, is some of us are putting our own experiences back into the game, or the game is highlighting something back for ourselves. And I've talked about this game as well, as far as this is what I want to put in front of other people who don't play video games and go like you think that we're just like playing Pong and Mario and all these things. It's like, this is also what we're excited about. Is this?
Yeah, I hate sounding, I feel like I sound pretentious when I ever conjure up words, but to me, Neva's art.
Oh, 100%.
It transcends, like, that's what I mean by, like, that product. It transcends, like, video game consumerism. It's better than that.
It's so heartfelt. I think that's what it is. The emotion pours through the screen, through the controller, like back into you, and you just get to play it. It's interactive. You get to be a part of it. It's a beautiful game. I don't think, and I've heard this from others as well, if there were an award or a category for most screenshots of the year, it's this game for me. By far. It's not even close. I would pay dollars so that I could acquire every single frame that exists in this game as a JPEG that I could use in a variety, like maybe my backgrounds or on my I just want to own them as like print them out or have them on my wall or just have them on my computer screen back. Like I said, like I just want to capture it because it's a fleeting experience is maybe the best way to say it. Like some people might say short. I would say it's like it's over quickly and that makes me miss it. Actually, I love this game. I'm glad you bring it up, Donnie. And as a game of the year, I think it's a great choice. It hovers like outside of my top 3. It's like any of those games could be number 4. You know what I mean? And Neva is one of the best games I've played this year in a year that I thought was actually very good. So shout out to freaking Neva, man. Absolutely.
It's the most Ori I felt about a game since Ori. And
Ori's great.
for me this year, it really fit a hole that I had because I didn't have a Death's Door this year. I didn't have an Ori this year. I didn't have like that indie. I didn't feel that way about Balatro. I don't feel that way about Catco. I didn't have that moment where I was like, no, this is that game that proves you don't have to have a AAA button. And then here it comes Nevo. Like I was playing Echoes when it released, so I didn't play it when it released. And that bummed me out because I love Gree. I've been talking about Nintendo Shack all year. I was looking forward to it. And then once I finished Echoes, started playing a couple things and then and catching up on things, Shadows of Dan, Lollipop. And then I was like, what am I going to play before we do this podcast? And I started looking at my list and I was like, oh yeah, Viva, let's go ahead and grab it. And I grabbed it, $20 and I played it. And literally I played through it in a day and a half, 2 nights. And I was like, that's it. I'm so glad I picked it because that's it. That's the answer. like this is the one.
Yeah.
I it's not recency bias at all. Like literally the moment I hit credits, I was like, well, fuck everything else I thought about the year. That's the best game I played this year. It's like, that's it. And, I look strongly to the moment where I can buy a physical copy. Like I can't wait. I hope everybody plays it. It's great. And
Definitely.
Like I said on Shack, it's a very like parent guardian type of thing. And if you liked The Walking Dead and The Last of Us and like that string, that thread that it pulls on being a parent, taking care of something and the game is right down your alley. You're going to like it. It pulls that same thread.
100%.
So, yeah, number 1.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Very cool.
It's on you, Sean.
I'm going to do a one full experience once again, because that's how I played these 2 games back to back. And I highly recommend other people do this as well. Both on Game Pass. One of my favorite games, one of my favorite experiences in a very long time, very personal experience for me. Playing through Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, and Senua's Saga. Hellblade 2, my number 1 pick. And I couldn't have picked a better way to play these games. Back to back was just spectacular. I felt like this is a game that maybe even like Neva as well seemed to be made by people who like really gave a shit. I really resonate with that. It looked like they really fucking went for it, took some chances. They did their homework. I think the subject matter is handled expertly. It isn't pandering at all. And I just wanted to be in this world where Senua's journey just reflected back on me the entire time. While playing one of the most gorgeous games I've ever seen, I couldn't believe what I was experiencing. There was a number of scenes, particularly in Hellblade 2, where I just stopped when I can't believe this is a video game that I'm playing right now. I got stopped in my tracks, actually. While appreciating the evolution in the design and the attention to detail, I think about games like Inside, which is a side-scrolling kind of game where every animation is curated and it's handcrafted, but it's done on this like gigantic scale. 3D world, photorealistic graphics, deep story, like every single detail was meticulous. And I just have to appreciate that. I don't get into how long or not long the game is. I think it's a technical masterpiece. The writing is exceptional. There's a world that exists in the game and well beyond the game, which makes the experience that much deeper and able to connect with it. And the performance is excellent. I love the story throughout and the sort of rebound kind of experience that Senua is in. She's there for maybe a second, almost like a redemption, and to close out her own journey. And even though she did conquer all these great things in the first game, she's sitting there just doubting the whole second game. And I think that's probably the part that resonated with me the most. But truly, even as I'm talking about this, I'm like, man, maybe my top 5 should have been like loaded up with games made by people who give a shit. Because all I see are like risk averse. There's no chances being taken. Everything is calculated. And this is calculated in a different way. This is being, let's maximize every aspect of this game. The visual, the gameplay, the combat. Again, the homework on the subject matter. I'll double down on it. It's excellent. So people should play both back to back. And even if they played the second one, you missed the first one, you're missing it. And it's not a huge lift to go back and play the first one and play directly into the second, like a Kill Bill kind of thing. You can't watch one of the Kill Bill movies. You got to watch both of them. And it's easy to do. It's on Game Pass and you owe it to yourself. My favorite experience of the year. Actually, as I talk about it, I just want to go back and play it again. And I might just do that this month.
I agree with you. Like her struggle internally is so much more profound and meaningful than the external factors.
100%.
And it's like, dude, it's hard for, I think Sean and I probably both agree. It's hard to explain it without spoiling it or dancing. Like there's something here that like you need to experience. Like it's really good. And I think a lot of people will take a lot from it. Like in like a great comedy set. Right, they set up something usually early on, and then they come back around, and it hits harder. Right, when
big time.
And Hellblade does that in so many ways. That's why you need to play the first one too.
There's a weight to it.
The second one it makes it mean more.
There's a gravity to it, and I feel like for anybody who appreciates any of those games that hit that emotional mark, play Hellblade and then go back. And I just feel like it's so much deeper. It's not surface level. It's not your typical sort of like trauma, although that is there too. It goes so much more, and it is because they did their homework on this and what Senua is going through. It is, dude. I'm like, are we done? Like, I can go play this now. I think that might be what I want to do. Jesus, man, this game is special. And when I think about like game of the year, I want it to be something like this that you can like really hold up. And I think in a couple of years you'll look back on it. I think people will maybe regret passing it up or passing it by. And they shouldn't do that. It's a really, really special game. I love that game. Thank
you, Sean Capri. I'm glad somebody's talking about this game.
Yeah, not mentioned at all.
My number one game should shock no one, because I've talked about this game for quite a bit of time now. My number one game, Star Wars Outlaws.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to tell you why, because it is what I needed right now. It is a fun, popcorn Star Wars game. Now, the first section of the game is a little rough. Like, not even the first, first hour or so of the game is rough. But once you get into the thralls of what you're supposed to be doing and the whole, hey, do I backstab this person to get more money, or do I add more trust to them to kind of like the game of like messing with the syndicates and getting favor with them and getting rewards from them and playing the game that is Outlaws, essentially like a Han Solo simulator. I really dig it. I really dig the aspect that you are, quote unquote, a bad guy around even worse people, and you're trying to play them to get what you want. And I love that it's very Star Wars, like in the best way. Like, I know that a lot of people have issues with it and things like that, but there's something really cool about being able to, like, you know what? I'm going to fly to Tatooine.
That's why people were like so excited about like Solo and like Rogue One and stuff. It was like to get away and explore that universe. And it felt like,
yeah.
And leading up, like, I'm not a Star Wars fan, admittedly. And leading up to it, I kept telling you all, like, but if I wanted to play one, like, this would be the one that I'd play, because it definitely looks like it's serving something different.
Yeah, I agree. If you go past the flaws and just play it for the fun aspect of it, it has everything you probably want in a Star Wars game. You have, you're going in bases, you're sneaking in and getting information. Then you can, if you want to, you can go fly in space and do space combat and space contracts and that and stuff like that. You can kind of like connive and sneak your way against the Empire and stuff like that. You can get into races. You can go play Sabacc, which I actually enjoy. I didn't think I would like Sabacc, the card
is
game.
awesome.
It's really fun.
That is a card game. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
and the
yeah.
cool thing about it is you can fucking cheat in the game.
Yes.
That makes it even more
So
cool. Like,
much cheating.
What do you mean
Yes.
you can cheat? You can just look at other people's cards through like extra.
yes,
Oh, way
Yes.
more than that. Way
There's
more
way
than
more
that.
than that. That's
You
just
can-
the
you can-
beginning.
Yeah.
you can look at
Nick's-
people's cards. You
Nick's
can
is
get
amazing.
magnetic dice.
Yes.
So you
Oh
can
my
always-
god, that's
There's
hilarious.
Yeah.
so many ways you can cheat, and the people you're playing against cheat too.
Yes.
So it really,
Yeah.
so it
And you
really
can
kind
catch
of
'em.
builds the. Yeah, yep. It really brings the feeling like Star Wars into it.
And there's
and-
progression to the game because you can collect other cards by beating other people. So that's
Right.
also that aspect.
Elatro.
too.
Yes.
Elatro.
Yes. Yeah.
And
There
one
you
of the
go.
people that you can face off with,
W-
Lando motherfucking Calrissian.
yes.
There it is. I knew it was coming.
Lando.
Yeah.
I love it.
Uh-oh. Should I know
Love
that?
Orlando.
Yeah,
Lando.
Lando walked on screen and Delvin went Game of the Year.
Came to you,
Ah.
Billy D.
I mean, is he
motherfucking
wrong?
Williams.
There we go.
It's fun. It's great. It's not something that's gonna tug at the heartstrings like a Hellblade or something like that. But what it is it's a game that is dumb fun, and there are some really cool Star Wars moments in there. There's a moment in there where you have to go into Jabba's palace that is freaking awesome. It's like, and there are other moments like that. They're like, okay, I see where they was going with this game. There are certain little moments that just bring you into Star Wars when you're trying to collect your crew and kind of get ready to pull off this heist, kind of like Solo, like the Solo movie was. That's why I'm like, why is this not a Star Wars game? like a Solo game, but there's a lot of Easter eggs in it that kind of lead to you, let you know where in the time frame the Star Wars universe it is, and that's really cool. I really dig that the game is not focused on Jedi.
Yes. 100. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No Sith,
Right.
no Jedi.
No Sith, no Jedi. This is you're just with the thieves, the hustlers, the poors, trying to figure shit out. You don't have any money. You got to hustle to get your ship fixed. And around every corner, as soon as you think somebody you can trust, you can't trust them. They're trying to get at you. They're gonna double cross you, and you have to be smart enough to catch that. And I think that's what makes the game fun. Like, there's a line that's set in the game when I'm playing. I did one of the missions helping the Hutts.
Yeah.
And after the mission, my character's like,
Pizza Hut?
pretty much
Yeah.
Pizza the Hut.
Jabba no about it with Pizza the Hut.
Jabba
But,
the Hutt. Pizza the Hut.
Hey,
You're delicious.
Yes, but my character says to her sidekick, who's ND5, who's like an android that helps you doing the missions, right? And she's like, "Do you think we did the right thing there, helping them out?" And the robot's like, "Doesn't really matter. Everybody's evil. You just do what you can do to survive." I'm like, "Yeah, that makes perfect sense." Because this character in the game is not a bad person. So they try to make it seem like, oh, she's in the criminal underworld. No, she's not. She's a good person who's trying to survive and trying to make it in a bad world. And because of these things, she has to do things that not even necessarily unscrupulous. It's just things to survive. And I think that is where the compelling part of the story is at.
Mm.
It's just things that she's doing to survive, how you take in these things she do to survive. Like I say, she's not this kind of super soldier. She's not this master at anything. She's a jack of all trades, master of none. She's going to fail. She fails a lot. And I think that's what makes the game fun and interesting to me, because a lot of times she has to talk her way out of things. Some things she can't talk her way out of. But it just makes it really funny and interesting to me, at least. And I really enjoy it. 45 hours in.
The only thing I wanted to say is I like that you're true to your playtime, because as your podcast host, co-host, I've heard you playing this game for months and weeks at a time, so I'm not surprised at all to see it here, because it's one game that seems to have really captured your attention.
Yeah, very much so. I'm enjoying my time with it. It's really great.
It's awesome.
If you take it for what it is and not what people expect it to be, it's really great.
Far Cry in the Star Wars universe. That's what it is.
That's a great way to describe it. Especially now that
Makes
they
me want to play it.
add other things in it to make it easier.
I'll play it one day.
Yeah, get it for $20.
Yeah,
You'll like it.
You own the Ultimate
I've got it.
Edition,
Yeah,
so
I know I own it. I just not really into Star Wars.
It's not Star Wars. It's just in the Star Wars universe.
I'm like, it's no different for me than Indiana. People are like, "Hey, you're playing Indiana Jones? Got great reviews." I'm like, I've never liked Indiana Jones. Why would I play it?
But Dev, it captures Star Wars. Like it feels like you're in a Star Wars.
It feels like you're in the.
You know what I mean? But it's not like classic. I know what you're saying, but it's weird because it's a fun juxtaposition because it feels like Star Wars, but it could be any other IP, and you would just swap out the parts, and it would still work.
Yeah.
Yep. Great game.
Yeah.
Dev?
My numero de uno is Helldivers 2. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, you've heard it all here before of why people love this game. It's the Starship Troopers game I've always wanted. I'm just, landing on planets, eradicating these bugs, trying to, save Super Earth. And then you have the Terminators, and those motherfuckers are just absolute assholes, and they will
Put it on the box. Put it on the box. Box quote.
They will fuck you up. That is an accurate.
Yeah. I want that done up, man. Somebody's got to do the graphic design for it.
I mean, good Lord. And it's one of those games where when you get killed, like you're not even mad. Like it's so funny. It's hilarious. The little quips the soldiers have when they die or when they kill things. And you're just with your buddies. Like you're playing with your friends. Your friend killed you and you're just laughing at it because it's just fun. It doesn't take itself serious at all. If you fail the mission, if the guy who has all the super samples takes a rocket to the face and flies halfway across the planet while you're trying to extract, it's okay. Because you're just having a good time. It's just fun. It's stupid. It's for democracy. It's just
for democracy.
Very tongue-in-cheek.
Who dropped the nuke? Shit.
Exactly. You throw something to carpet bomb and it ricochets off something, comes back at you and kills your whole team. It's just dumb fun. It's a lot of fun to play together. And if you get a good squad, like you actually do work. Like you
Raven is like a pro in Helldivers. He carries.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. He backpacks us for sure.
Dude, let's get back into it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
It's a good time. And I think us three at least are on the West Coast, and we can actually see.
I love that, like, out of this podcast, we've had several mentions of, like, let's just go replay these games. Yeah. like that is a good game of the year. I take it all back. That is a good game of the year wrap-up podcast.
He's finally come around, folks.
We got there in the end. We got there. But yeah, if you're looking for just like a good time with the shooter with some friends, even solo, if you're good. If you're good enough to get good and play solo. I was just about to say that's like
Dev in a nutshell.
Oh,
he's like, hey, if you're looking for a good time, play some shooters with your friends, like that is Dev.
Not necessarily. I only played 2 games with my friends.
I point to like as much as like Delvin. This was the game he played a lot. It captured his attention. He's true to his playtime. I like that you also like you're in the same boat. I like that.
Yeah. But most of my time played with this game has been solo. Like there's
an authenticity there that I really like.
It's good. It's a fun game. It's a lot of fun. There's plenty of progression.
I do like the solo experience as well, Dev. There is something just kind of you just rolling through. You don't have to worry about following other people.
I'm glad you guys are because I got fucking work.
But I got tired of just because I suck. And
I got fucking work trying to play solo.
I think I could go to
running out of ammo and shit. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, you got to learn how to do the drops.
I was getting burned. I did the drops and still got fucking owned.
That's because you shoot for center mass instead of aiming for the head. We've talked about this.
Or just give him the auto shotgun.
I suck too much.
Let him just spray and pray.
Yeah, you can't spray and pray. Yeah, the auto shotgun probably would work for him.
Yeah,
that'll do work. That gun is ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I like it because I don't have to aim very well. Just a general direction.
Also, I'm definitely aiming for the head at all times.
The rover dog, the thing the droid that goes over your shoulder and just.
Oh yeah, I love that thing. It's great until it kills you.
Or your teammates.
That's the thing. There's friendly fire. You cannot turn it off in Helldivers 2. Yeah.
And there's been things where like I roll into its beam and it's like you're done. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. I love that. It's the risk and reward. Like how do you want to play it safe, or do you want to
fireworks on the battlefield?
Kill everything.
There's friendly fire. You can't roll into somebody else's
Yeah,
fucking
that's
street.
right.
All the time.
That's why they tried to get rid of mustard gas.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, the wind changed direction.
Oh
Run,
no!
run away.
Run away!
Let's make some of the bombs like so much
Wow,
worse than others.
2024 year recap. Mustard gas. Like, didn't have that.
Oof.
We need to create bingo cards. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, Snurts gets a couple beers in it. We're gonna get history references.
I get it. I get it. I'm with you.
But yeah, great game, lots of fun, and it's still going. They're still adding stuff. I love their idea of a live service because it truly is all kind of happening at once. As when there's a game master, you're playing literally like you're playing D&D, like you're playing Dungeons and Dragons in Helldivers form. Like you're all on the board. He's adding and taking stuff away. There's certain planets you got to capture, and if you capture this planet, you get this extra stuff. So it's just constantly, truly a live service game in the aspect that things are changing by the minute, and that is really, really, really cool. So I hope it sticks around and continues going, and people keep get back into it and play it when there's like a downtime between games. It's something fun to go back to for sure. So that was super. Let's go for democracy.
For democracy.
Yes.
Well, TPR, before you go, my alma mater Mercer advanced the playoffs. That's what I was cheering for earlier. We square off against North Dakota State next week.
Oh, I'm playing Oregon in 2 hours,
go.
so we'll see how this goes.
Oof. All right, TPR.
Good for you. All right, my game of the year. Of course, it didn't come out this year, but Outer Wilds: Echoes of the Eye is my game of the year.
Wow. Did not. Okay. Outer
You and
Wilds.
Garrett,
We're
man,
still
y'all
doing
play
this
some
thing.
Old stuff.
Not this. What you were saying earlier about games that transcend consumption into
Outer Worlds.
No,
I mean, no, you have to make the joke, right?
I'm not. I can't do this, man.
You have to do it. You can't not do it.
Yeah, it's not the Bethesda Obsidian shooter that was decent, but not as Fallout New Vegas. It is Outer Wilds, the indie game from Mobius Digital. So I beat the game a few years ago, which was incredible. It was easily in my top 3 of all time. And Echoes of the Eye DLC came out that I didn't get around to it until this year. And for people who don't know what Outer Wilds is, it's Sean, I think you really should listen and hear on this. I think you would really love this game.
I like space.
It's you explore.
Yeah, tell me more.
You need to No Man's Sky, Sean.
A self-contained.
I've been playing No Man's Sky.
Fucking A.
Yep.
And you're solving a mystery of what happened, and that's as much context as I can give, because every other thing about it is a spoiler because it's a deduction type kind of puzzle type experience.
Yeah, I'm too dumb for that. I'm way too stupid for that.
You can do it, Sean.
You and get Dr. Garrett Bland. You guys can figure that shit out.
You can do it, dude.
Advanced brains over here.
You just try to piece all these things together. Like, it's Always Sunny in Philadelphia meme where I forget which actor. He's at the whiteboard. Say, guys, it all fits together.
It's Charlie Day. It's Charlie
Day. Yeah. So it's like that, but in the DLC, it's a whole new mystery that you're solving from the base game, and the way it's structured and how it ties into the base game is incredible, and it just reinvigorated the love I had for this game in terms of convincing me that you are enough, you can figure this out, and appreciating the history that's in this world, the lore that connects the solar system, the people that were there, I'll just say that, or the creatures that were there. It touches on tons of elements of sci-fi, everything from aliens, space travel, hyper.
We got time dilation up in there. We got time
dilation.
Oh, Donnie loves time dilation. He believes in it too.
My fucking favorite.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a time loop game, as you mentioned earlier. So every 20 minutes,
made up.
every 20 minutes, the game kind of resets, but you've discovered something more, and then eventually you go to the final sequence where you understand what you have to do. Like, there's so many times in the game where it felt like I was playing Interstellar in the best way possible.
Uh-oh.
Oh, nice.
Don't tell that to Sean.
And
do you hate out Interstellar?
No, that's the opposite of it.
Yeah,
that's all he's been searching for.
Oh,
he's been searching for it ever since.
Yeah.
I like Interstellar.
He just wants that, but video game.
Matthew McConaughey and a planet made out of waves. Right. That's what I want.
There is a water planet, and there's waves, and there's storms.
Oh shit!
Okay, you're speaking. Okay.
Yeah. And the DLC specifically is great. The way it manipulates light in a very interesting way. And
Dan, TPR, you're doing an okay job selling this, man. You're doing all right with me, anyways.
Mm-hmm. in my top 3 games of all time, I think.
Damn! Holy crap!
I'm serious.
Of all,
I'm
okay,
serious.
take it easy. You overdid it. That's
No,
too much.
the base game
Of
was
all
already in my top
time?
3. Yeah, and it's still
All
there,
time.
the DLC.
All time.
The whole
Hang on.
The whole
Bigger
time.
than Paul.
Hang on.
The whole time.
Tetris.
What are the other 2 games?
yeah, no
What are the
doubt.
other games? Bloodborne.
Oh, okay. Never mind. No.
Bloodborne
You can dismiss all this.
and
Denied.
GTA 5 single player.
Oh, you almost had it. You almost
How
had
old
it.
are you?
No.
12. How do you feel about those recommendations now, Sean?
Yeah, well,
It definitely
all
lost.
all time is a hell of a
lost
statement,
a little
man.
steam, didn't it?
Yeah,
12 and a half.
Bloodborne,
Oversold
GTA
it.
5. We're like,
Oversold it.
well,
Bloodborne's a hell of a game, man. That's a great game.
Okay.
I'm nothing
I think
against
is it though?
Half-Life
Of
1 was
all
number 4 on that
time?
list. And I
Thank
thought
you,
it was
Dylan.
number 1 and-
all time is wild.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'm serious.
But I do like space. I like all those things about space.
No Man's Sky. Fucking
Yeah.
I was
Hey,
having
how
a
was No
time.
Man's Sky, Sean?
I was having a whole moment.
Yeah.
I had a whole moment with that game. Never expected that in 2024.
It's really
Wild.
good.
Starts.
Did you ever find
Vanilla-
out fish?
I've yet to get a fishing pole. I still have no idea how long I have to play this fucking game till I get a fishing pole.
Want to go to space to fish? What kind of shit?
Switch 2. I'll come back for Switch 2.
Yeah.
There you go.
So like Delvin, my first number 1 is Star Wars Outlaws. I love that game.
Oh!
Wow.
I played. I'm pretty. I know I'm over 50. I might be close to 60. I've already played the first DLC.
I mean, you're right in
pack
our
that came out.
demographic.
Yeah.
55 plus.
I love Star Wars, and this is a game that didn't like we kind of repeat. I won't repeat too many.
I think our
things,
50-year-olds are like, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
I love Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's a Star Wars
Jack
story
listeners are
about
like, what the
smugglers, and it makes you feel like you're actually in Star Wars cities as an average person. You know, there's food games. I don't know if we needed the little mini game when you're eating the food, but
No,
the fact that
they
each
didn't.
planet
I've
had
always
its own
wondered, like,
food.
you're a
was
regular
kinda neat.
person. Does like Luke Skywalker just come by and like kill you?
Nope.
He's just like zip.
Nope.
And you're just
There's
like,
none of
oh, well,
that.
that sucks.
Jedi. We're in the
Not at
outer
all.
rim planets. Nobody's
Yeah.
really.
I don't mean to
Yeah.
like rain out. You got to think about it, right? Like you're just a regular person, like living in the sand and shit.
Yeah.
And then like here comes Darth Vader, just jokes your family.
Living in
I
the
love
sand.
games.
We're a
with
little
stealth.
busy right now.
Yeah,
Just out here living in my sand.
yeah.
Yeah.
I put sand in my boots every morning, just like I should.
Put my sand pants on just like everybody else.
Right.
One
leg
leg
at
at
a
a
One
time.
boot at a time.
I hate when there's a rock in the pocket.
Well, I'm glad I did that. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I'm glad I did.
No, it's okay. It's a great blend of stealth, action, exploration. It has the fun card game. The first DLC pack, it involves you going to a high stakes Sabbat game, and you get new outfits, and it's a new little mission. And I felt like it felt very good and a excellent addition that isn't too heavy really on the action, and it is more kind of like going for clues, trying to get someone's identity, playing in the big game, and then what all the fallout happens afterwards. And I thought it was a nice little bow on top. I don't know if I would recommend everybody going for the extra stuff because, like, I love Star Wars, and this just hit all the right notes for me. I went back after beating the game to do contracts and to get like the reputation for all the cartels up to 100%, just so I could see what that was like. I enjoyed like dressing up the dolly with all the different outfits and all the little knickknacks for the little creature nicks. And it just was a lot of fun. I do think it's very cookie cutter Star Wars stuff, but I also, again, love those cookies. So,
But I fuck with that.
you know, so it's
You
all
fuck
good.
with that?
Yeah. And it's interesting because I
Did it
fuck
tickle
with
your
that.
pickle?
And there it is.
It tickles my pickle. It tickles my pickle
There it
all
is.
day long.
Whoa.
And
Tickle has been tickled.
We're
the
fucking
pickle
with it,
has
it's
been
great.
tickled, and it is fantastic. And yeah, and it's it even got me into such a Star Wars mood that on Black Friday I saw Jedi Survivor
Oh, there
on
you
sale
go.
for $25, and I picked that up and went through that too. So
Wow.
great Star Wars content for me this year. I've been very satisfied, and I'm glad that IP like Star Wars now is good. You know, back in the day, like Spider-Man is good now. Batman is good. Back in the day on the Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, it would
Yeah,
slap
it
on like
sucked.
you would slap on like a Batman costume, and it would just be like a Double Dragon ripoff or some other nonsense. So it's really nice that we have these games that are licensed that are much better, in my opinion, for the more recent consoles from like the 360 upwards, basically.
Have you played Suicide Squad?
We don't.
Well, that's definitely an
Batman.
outlier. Yeah,
Batman's in it.
Batman, not,
We're gonna
not
revisit that in a
nonsense.
few minutes. Hold.
Oh,
sure.
Super
but
Star
that-
Wars, Super Return of the Jedi, Super Empire Strikes Back on Super Nintendo.
hell
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you.
I did like the one on the
Yep.
Game
what was
Dark
it?
Forces.
Me off.
The
Dark
what was the one
Forces,
on the
yes.
N64? That one was good. I forget.
Oh god, I can
It was-
see it, but I can't think of the
Right?
shit.
It's another
Shadow
one.
My man,
PS3
Dash
games?
Rendar?
Shadows of the Empire. There it is.
Dash with Dog.
Dash
That one was
Rendar.
pretty good.
What a
Yeah.
terrible name.
Hey, that's a perfect Star Wars
That's a
name.
that's a
Yeah.
perfect Star Wars name.
Some-
Star Wars.
What a
Look,
bunch of
just
nerds.
threw a bunch of darts at the wall.
Shut the fuck up,
right.
Donnie.
It's a Nerds on a podcast talking about video
We like this short.
Not one of you said Rogue Squadron, and that bothers me.
Rogue Squadron's
Squadron's
a great
good.
game too.
We're thinking
Yeah.
older than that.
I know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. 55 plus, like we know.
55 plus,
We know.
exactly.
The
Trust me,
Diddy's
we
crowd,
know.
baby.
Talking DOS and CD-ROM, X-Wing versus TIE
Our
Fighter.
demographic is you,
Yeah.
like it's definitely right there. Like you
Rudy
need to come over
Tooty
to
Fresh
us.
and Fruity Breakfast, baby.
Jesus,
Now I'm hungry.
Java, do they have a Star Wars game on that piece of shit Atari thing you got?
No.
But they're about to.
Like,
once he edits that bitch, they're about to.
they're about to have several.
Yeah, there you go.
Right click, save as.
Yeah, but yeah, Outlaws is a lot of fun, and
It
I
really is a
I-
fun game.
It's
Look
fun.
at there,
It is.
number
And-
two game of the year nod.
when it is free, 6 months to a year from now,
People are going to
I
love it.
recommend people just play it.
No,
Just
no,
get
don't
it.
recommend. No, don't recommend. When
Play
PlayStation
it.
Plus puts it up for free, are people going to be like, "No, that game is great"?
Yes, and I'm going to
Predict it.
No.
Say it with
I
your
think
chest,
so.
nerds.
Yeah. I think people will play this game for free and love it. 'Cause
Is it
it's
going to
free.
turn around?
I need to get to that $35 Ubisoft, when they
Yeah,
cut their prices
right, that's
right.
what I'm saying.
Was it like $8 Ubisoft
Ultimate
already?
Edition
Yeah, it was
is
cheap.
$30. That's
It was
what
like
it not?
$29.99 for the whole
Right,
thing
like,
at one
is it-
point.
Is it not?
Yeah.
I thought it
Black
was.
Friday. It was cheap.
I signed up for
I didn't see
Ubisoft Plus just to play this game, so
And he had it for free, and he was like, "Nah,
I had it for
I need
free.
to
I'm
give him some
tired
money."
of dealing with Donnie's blog.
Dealing, you never dealt with it. You
Yeah,
never dealt with it.
I understand
Not
that.
one
It
time
logged
did
me
you
out
ask me to
several
send you the
times.
code.
Yes, I did a couple of times.
The point I was
I
trying to
believe
make
you,
is
Dan.
like I bought the gold edition and it was like I don't know 900 something maybe bucks because it came with the
$800?
DLC stuff. No, 100
Close enough.
something.
That's in
I'm
Canada.
I'm not in Canada. This is California. This is
100,
California.
900.
Canada Junior
$1,000.
prices.
The Canada of America.
Pesos?
We don't pay tax on our digital stuff, so no.
Yeah. But I would recommend people if they're not a big Star Wars fan or they're not a big Far Cry example, they don't like that kind of play style. Playing full price for it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't
to
trust
me.
anybody who doesn't like
But-
Far Cry.
But
I do like Assassin's Creed.
It's on discount.
And
Definitely worth the
Assassin's Creed.
purchase.
So I wanted Uncharted, the Star Wars game.
It
And
kind of is that.
When it came
It's
out, it
sort
was
of.
like it's not
Kind
that.
of.
But
It
now
has
they've
set
patched
pieces
it,
that are
and now
very
it sounds like
Uncharted.
it kind of is though.
No, because it has elements where like you can all right, for example, there's an Imperial base. You gotta go to that Imperial base to get collectibles or do a mission. You can approach it various different ways. You can go around and stealth and try to thin out the herd before you go all blasting.
Yeah, you doing
Yeah,
that
I
shit.
play,
You know.
or you go in blasting.
Or you just go in blasting and you
There it
better like have all the upgrades that for her weapons and whatnot,
Yeah.
otherwise you're gonna get smoked.
Yeah, you go in blasting and you ain't upgraded, you're just gonna die. Because
But that very much reminds me of like
How do you
Far Cry,
upgrade that?
where like you like go and you kind of
Collect
circle around
things.
the base and you thin out the herd and then you go in and you take them out. I mean, I think Dev and I have very similar play styles in that
Mhm.
Who wants to
regard.
do that?
Same thing with Ghost, right? Like you go
Yeah,
in, you
yeah.
do a couple stealth kills, and then if something else happens, you whip out the sword and start stabby in the sight.
Really stupid question though.
Ghost,
Is there a non-lethal
I
option
just
at all
like
in
the
Outlaws?
combat, so I'm
Or
not
is it-
going.
Sorry, what was that? TPR?
Is there a non-lethal option at all in
He
Outlaws?
speaks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can just kind of punch people in the back of the head and hit them
What?
with the stun gun.
What?
Yeah, you actually have a stun, like in Star Wars, you have the stun gun. You can shoot
Yeah,
Yeah,
them
the
get
same
out.
thing that hit Leia in A New Hope. Like it still has the blue
Yeah.
rings.
And they'll
Yeah,
stay
most
down.
of the people that I've knocked out,
Yeah.
I don't kill anybody really in this game. I pretty much just get behind them, choke them out, they pass out, and I move on.
Is there any
I
change
love
in
having.
merit for it, like no karma system.
No, it's no
No.
problem.
What?
No, there's just a reputation with the
The syndicate.
cartels, And then there's also a wanted feature with the Empire. So if you start blasting and blasting and blasting, it's going to start turning into like GTA, where like more and more troops start showing up. Which, when you are fully powered up and have all the abilities, you could spend. I spent 30 minutes at a base, just like, screw you, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead. They had the Imperial Super Trooper, Death Troopers come in, and I took those out too. So you do get to a point where you can be a formidable force. But like, like Delvin was saying, you really are supposed to kind of be like this, like, seat of their pants, just trying to survive, kind of doing stealthy, just trying to get by character. Not like a
murder machine.
Not like a Rambo type of thing.
I need the Rambo game.
That would be cool. I'm all for that.
They have a Rambo game. It's terrible.
How did they make a terrible Rambo game is beyond me. I mean, it's
all right, T.
They did.
Bring us
really
home.
Good Rambo game on Genesis.
I don't fuck with it.
T.
Game of the year. My game of the year is.
Bring it on. Interrupt them.
PlayStation
Stop
5,
them.
my guy.
Astrobot.
Astrobot is so fucking fire, y'all.
Nice.
I don't even know what to do with it. If you are a platform kind of guy, then this one's for you. I love Playroom. It is what made me go, okay, that DualSense is talking some shit, and I enjoy it for these reasons. And then they came up this year and was like, hey, I'm gonna give you some little bonus Astro's Playroom of missions that you can do and puzzles that you can do to play around as we lead into the release of Astrobot, which came out like the day before my birthday this year. Lovely. And it is a fantastic platformer. It is Nintendo-esque in so many things that it does. It makes you want to go back, and it makes you want to not, like, you'll go through and you'll grab it, you'll find a robot, and it's like there's a gap, and you're like, damn it, I missed the robot. Let me go see if I can find this other one that's over here, because you want to complete everything in a level, because you just do. It makes you want to finish everything and do everything. And I really was excited for this game, and then to have it pay off had me so hyped. I super enjoy Astrobot, y'all. It's so dope, man.
Say it, damn it! Come on, come on, man.
Yeah,
I'll get you there. Yeah, I first PlayStation system I owned was a PlayStation 3, and I didn't even keep it. So my PlayStation world truly begins on PlayStation 4. So I don't have this history of PlayStation sitting here like, oh my God, look, it's these guys from this game. Fine. Some stuff, sure thing. But the Nathan Drake level, stupid, going around popping shots is insane. And you get, it's just so much fun. And when it hits so hard, and like that. It's just my joint, man. If you are a 3D platformer kind of person, you are going to get down with this one. I do. Guess what? I fucks with it. I fucks with it long and the short way. It is my jam. And it's why I have to call it my game of the year, because, like I said, nothing else got its hooks in me this deep this year. I have played all these other things. They are 2 through 4 here, and Astrobot is way, way, way up there. I'm telling you that right now. So towards all the 55-year-olds and so forth, you know what I'm saying? You should get down with that. I had somebody hit me up, was like, hey, how is that game? I see you on it. And I'm like, and this dude is definitely 55 and beyond. And I was like, it's my joint, and Choppy. You really will love it. And he bought, no, it wasn't Choppy. It's my, okay.
All 61 years of Choppy.
My kid's mom's aunt's ex-husband.
What?
Was my dude.
Former roommate.
Yes.
He bought me my Wii.
Good reference.
Like, this is the homie.
Thanks.
He brought a Wii for me. Like, he brought a Wii, came over, was like, hey man, I thought I'd let you play before I took it home. And then he was like, oh, there you go, Merry Christmas, and just left it there. This is my dude.
Wow.
It's like my gaming mentor. He's a guy. He's like my guy. And so for him to reach out, because we hadn't talked in a while, like I said, they got divorced forever ago. For him to reach out to me and be like, hey man, what's going on with that game? And is it hitting? And I'm like, boy, it's hitting. And he hit me back like, you were right. I know I'm right, guy. This is that one. If you are into platformers, of 3D platformers, and not everybody is, this is the one for you. And I'm so happy to play it. I loved it so much. I love that I got to go back and mess around in Playroom and pick up some extra bots in that, and then just come into this, and it's like the controls are so much better. The graphics are amazing. All the various things you get to turn and transform into, the hard levels that I hate so much in some situations. There's this one that they had lava that took me days to finish. But when I finished it, I was like, check me out. And it's that kind of game that just makes you feel good about being a gamer. And I really love it. And I'm glad that it's on Game of the Year list and so forth and so on. And it's up for Game of the Year at the awards Game Awards this year. So I'm not saying it will be Game of the Year, because it's probably going to be that damn tree, but I appreciate it. So that having been said, my lady just said she wants to go eat, so I got to dip out, my homie.
Hang on, I need before you do that, I need
Okay.
your prediction for 2025.
Switch 2 gets announced in March, probably around the time Switch 1 got released. So March 17th, and for a release in, let's aim for an odd release of June. Just some craziness.
I love it.
Like some summertime stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's popping with. I got the.
What do you think your favorite game of 2025 will be?
If it drops, Grand Theft Auto 6. And yeah,
Give me a
we'll go with
sleeper.
that.
Give me a sleeper.
I don't even know what's.
If something was going to beat GTA 6, what would it be?
Everything is coming out in February of this year, and I can't call it of next year. So I have no sleeper currently.
Okay.
But we that's all fingers crossed. GTA 6 actually releases next year, and then maybe I'll upgrade to a PlayStation 5 Pro at that point in time. And until then,
We'll see.
we good. It's all love. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Merry
Happy
Christmas,
holidays
Steve.
to you and yours. It's all
Thanks for
love.
coming, dude.
Donnie, I gotta holler at you about children going off to college. You put that on the internet one day, and I was like, damn,
100%.
Donnie, right? This is my last Christmas with my baby too.
Let's do it.
Enjoy it.
I'm trying my best, y'all. Be well, everybody. Get at them.
See you, dude.
Latest.
Bye.
Well, a great segue is that now we'll get into the part of the show where we talk about our honorable mentions and the games you missed. And literally, my honorable mention is number 6 is Astrobot. So like he couldn't have teed me up like literally any better than that. Astrobot just misses my top 5 for no bad reason at all that I can point to outside of the fact that I just haven't played it as much as I thought I was going to. Like I bought a whole system for it. I agree with everything T just said. When I have played it, I've absolutely adored it and loved it. But for whatever reason, when I do play it, like I play it for an hour or so and I really enjoy it, and then I turn it off and I don't come back. And I just felt like it was a bit disingenuous to put it higher on my list of games that I've beaten and have played for much longer. So that actually made me move it down just a little to number 6. I love that game. The other honorable mentions that I do want to shout out, though, obviously college football, New Star Grand Prix, Iron Meat, Lollipop Chainsaw, Cat Quest 3, and I really want to shout out Geometry Survive. Geometry Wars came back with this survival game. It's super cheap. You pay it for like $3 or $5, and I love that game for like a week this year. It was a week of my life this year where I was like all about that fucking game.
Like Vampire Survivors, not like a long dark survival game.
It's all
like,
back.
It
was the best. I really, really enjoyed it.
Good
So
pick.
those were my honorable mentions. And in terms of games I didn't play, like literally the Game of the Year nominees, like all of them. Like I have not played Indiana Jones and probably won't. I didn't play Animal Well, and I didn't play Black Myth Wukong, and I didn't play Tekken, and I haven't played Dragon Age, and it's been, I don't want to say a weird year, because I've definitely played a lot of games, even a lot of games that came out this year, but for whatever reason, I haven't felt as into the games that I have in the past, or the popular games that the industry has been really pushing. Like I said, I haven't even played Call of Duty yet, despite like literally having it. And like, yeah, all of the Keeleys and the IGNs and the GameStop Game of the Year nominees, I probably haven't played any of those. I didn't play Outlaws and like I said, Dragon Age and those sorts of things. I don't know. I'm not into the Erd Tree and the Souls likes and the Rogue likes and the Balatros, and so for a lot of this year, I have been playing the games that I just mentioned, the 5 of those, but I've been playing a lot of ports and a lot of like, I think things that are somewhat off the beaten path. Like I really enjoyed Bayonetta, like the Cereza game this year, or Mario vs. Donkey Kong, and ports of Clock Tower Rewind and Shadows of the Dam Remastered, Lollipop Chainsaw, and stuff like that. I feel like if you've been listening to me for a long time or listening all year long, I think you've probably heard me talking about more of stuff like that than any of this new stuff. And I got one final shout out. For me, I think if we were doing like just games of the year that you played, and we weren't talking about so much a focus on 24, I think 2024 for me will be largely remembered as the year that I played Half-Life. For the very first time, I played and beat Half-Life and loved it. And that all spawned from this documentary that I watched that led me to playing like a half dozen other shooters and things that kind of set me off on that path. So I've been playing a lot. Like I beat Doom Eternal again this year, and then Doom 2016 this year, and then I beat Dusk this year, and I beat Turok 2 this year. And like it's been a lot of shit like that. I've been kind of fucking around with games that I don't think are in the headlines or on the minds of folks. And it's not a good or bad thing. It's just kind of where I am. So those are my honorable mentions of the games I didn't play. I always think it's very important to shout out the games you did not play. To give your list context. So I'll kick it to you, Sean. What games did you not play and what things just missed your list?
Yeah, I'll start with the things that just missed my list, and really not for any real good reason, nothing against the game. Sometimes I think about these things as far as like the composition of games I want to talk about within a selection. So that's part of it. And the emotional game kind of slot went to Hellblade, and I easily could have mentioned Neva in my top 5. So that's out there. Star Wars Outlaws, super fun. I'm so glad I got a lot of flowers tonight with everybody. Space Marine 2, if there's like a definition of like game of the year in like a Fate kind of way, I mean, it's Space Marine 2. Chosen by the Royal Rumble. I had a great time with it. I really enjoyed it. I want to go back to it. Gorgeous game. I want more games like it, all the rest. So Space Marine 2 is very cool. I had no expectations for Cat Quest 3. I actually actively made fun of it, thinking it was lame, and I couldn't be more wrong. And I love it when that happens, because I try to keep an open mind when it comes to a lot of stuff, and this is one of them. We got a code for this from ID at Xbox. It happened to be an indie game, and I played it almost exclusively with my daughter, who is, she was 5 for most of this year. She just turned 6, and first real time where she would, she'd come home or she'd come downstairs and say, "Can we play Cat Quest 3?" And that's just something that I'll hold on forever, man. Like that was super sweet. Very accessible kind of game. It's not something that I would put on like my personal like top 5, but like that experience with it was very, very special. So shout out to a really cool co-op system, couch co-op. It was really nice. Outside of games that came out this year, this was I did a lot of revisiting to indie games from the 2010s. And just came to appreciate those games from 2010 to 2019 kind of thing. Hollow Knight was one of those games that I was able to beat. I completed Hollow Knight, which is a bit of a challenge, way bigger, way deeper than I ever imagined. I started that game. I'm like, I'm done in 15 hours. I had no idea, and I was glad that it kept going. And I just kept exploring. And by the time it was done, I wasn't ready to turn it off. And that's always my sign. Because I know that once I turn it off, whenever I move to the next one, I probably won't go back to it, and maybe ever. And that's just me this is me speaking to the 55-year-olds, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe that's it. There's a finality to it. And but there's a specialness to that as well. So I had a really great time finally getting to Hollow Knight, a much heralded game for many, many years. And I think in that same kind of category, I replayed Celeste. And this is something that I probably could play every year or every other 2 years. Celeste is amazing. It just feels like a platformer should. Precise, wonderful story, just great music. I really love Celeste. Tomb Raider had remasters come out this year, which was really great. And that's man, I know we'd make fun of my whole like not buying games, and I had a whole bunch of loopholes and everything. And it really,
me. I make fun of you.
No, it's not. It's definitely not just you. There's many, and it is ridiculous. And part of it is for the lulls, part of it is for the content. Part of it's also because I was able to get back on track financially this year.
You turned me around. Like I think you're probably just fucking.
There's a lot of reasons for it.
You're wired, not tired. You're on the front end of this.
I appreciate that. But I had it as a content creator who I always felt like I've got to play the latest game. I've got to come to the podcast with like whatever. Like I got freed. Like I just felt like the shackles. Like I could actually like feel them shatter. And I was freed of that. I had a great time playing games and creating content around games. And so I reflect back on the last 12 months with a smile on my face, because I feel like I got to play Hollow Knight and Celeste, and I still got to play a lot of, I completed Space Marine 2. I probably beat more games this year than the last, I don't know how long, because I just wasn't distracted by whatever was coming out the following week. So I had a really good time doing that. But yeah, I missed Balatro, and honestly, like maybe because I'm so detached from everything else that came out, I don't even know what to tell you that I missed. I didn't play Erdtree. I guess I didn't play the Diablo. One I regret not playing or missing was the Diablo Vessels of Hate or whatever it's
Yeah.
called, the expansion. That looked really, really good. And I think Diablo's excellent, of course. But yeah, man, I don't know. I didn't play really anything first party from Nintendo. Didn't play Echoes of Wisdom or Princess
Mario
Peach.
Party, Paper Mario,
Missed it all.
Donkey Kong versus Mario.
Yep, totally. And I don't really regret it at all. I think that was probably for the best, to be honest with you. I'm really happy with my year. I played enough of Dragon Age to know that I am terribly disappointed by it, and that sucks. That's one of my it hurts. I might just go back and play Inquisition
I'll say,
or
hang on to
Origins
that
or
one. You may
literally
have to-
anything else.
You may bring that one up again here in a moment.
Okay. Did I
Delvin,
answer all the questions?
you did. Anything
Okay.
you missed or any honorable mentions you want to shout out?
Yeah, let me give mine because I got to get ready to go feed these people for these starved death.
Damn, everybody's going to leave on me before we end the show.
Yes, that's how that works. Okay. My honorable mentions is Echoes of Wisdom, which when I play more, it'll probably be way higher on my list. I will also give as an honorable mention Mario Luigi Brotherhood.
Oh,
Like I
yeah.
said, I'm
Missed
hooked
it.
on the brothers. Game's fun.
Thanks.
Glad you got
So,
that reference.
let me ask you this: Are you legit like leaving right now?
I got a couple more minutes. What's up?
Okay. Well, I mean, I want to get your predictions before you leave. It's sad you're going to miss me when I read your predictions from last year.
Yes. Just read them now.
No, I don't want to read them now because it's not in the format
Read
of
them
the
now,
show.
Donnie.
Dev, any honorable mentions of games you missed? We're not that far away, Delvin. Stick around for 20 minutes.
The only honorable mention I think that I had that I missed was Black Myth Wukong. There's really nothing else.
Ooh,
this year
I missed that
People
one.
keep telling me that
Oh,
game's
no. Oh,
I
yeah.
have it. I just
Same.
haven't gotten around to playing it. I just haven't gotten there. But that's really it. There's been nothing else that's really been like, man, I really wanted to play that came out this year. That's
Sure.
really it.
Like me with Astrobot.
Fuck Astro.
I have Astrobot. My daughter took it
VR?
and gave it back.
The better
VR.
question is, what games did I not miss this year?
Right. Yeah, you missed them all.
Outside of Helldivers 2 and Mario Party Jamboree, everything else that's significant that came out this year: Astrobot, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Echoes of Wisdom, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Thousand Door Remake. Like, go down the list.
Yeah, all of
You
them.
know, TPR.
Didn't
So,
play them, and I
we
didn't miss any of those. I do regret. I'll add to this Animal Well. I know you kind of like dismissed that earlier, Donnie. I kind of wish I played that one.
Yeah, that's a game. When it started to get buzzed and pop off, I looked into it and I watched somebody play it for about 10 minutes, and I was like, to me, and I may eat these words one day when I actually try it, like I did No Man's Sky. But I watched somebody play it for 10 minutes, and I was like, this is that game that the media gets behind and pushes that I don't like.
Yeah, I'm think I'm with you with it. Like,
That
it's
was
really
my
just
impression. I was
purely
like,
the zeitgeist.
that
thing.
ain't it.
Visually, I don't get it.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. If we go to the most disappointing games of the year,
We're going to. Hang on. We're not there yet. Snurts.
Why you keep telling me?
Snurts. Honorable mentions, games you missed.
Space Marine 2. I will play that
Damn.
eventually. I have not yet, but it
I
looks
have that.
amazing. And
It's so good.
Delvin knows this as well. I'm a big fan of the Who Would Win Show podcast, and they introduced me to some of these Warhammer characters, and they sound overpowered and ridiculous. And the praise that I've heard from Donnie about the game and other people, it's piqued my interest. So I will see that eventually. And then just a
Soon.
fun
Not
game,
eventually. Soon.
Next. Sometime in the future, it
No.
will happen.
Mm-mm. No, you're misunderstanding.
The other
Urgently.
game is that I played that I don't think it came out this year was RoboCop Rogue City. And it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
I just bought it today.
it's-
I just started that last
I
night.
think you get that from
Or
the
last
library.
yesterday. I just
Don't know the
purchased
trick
it
in the life.
because of
It's
Delvin. Because
so
Delvin said he
stupid.
thought I'd like it.
It's so
so
stupid,
stupid.
but it's
It's so
fun,
good.
and
That's my kind of jam. I'm
and it
here
hits
for
the
it.
Fun.
RoboCop vibes. Like
I was
to
playing it
the
yesterday.
T. Like it's just on point with everything. And I think it's stupid that there's a skill tree with it. That doesn't make
Yes.
a lick of sense for this type of game. But it does have New Game Plus, so if I do go through it again in the near future, I will have like points to spend, and I can just kind of like go through stuff even faster. But it's just I wish there were more games like that where they're not like full blown AAA or whatever, and they're just a solid like single
AA.
player like first person shooter experience. The double A's.
That game looks really good too.
It does.
Yeah,
It looks
yeah.
really good on PC.
It looks
I
really
can't
good.
speak to you console peasants, but on PC it looks great.
Looks really good on PS5 Pro.
This console
Okay.
peasant thought it was fine.
Looks really good.
And I love how
gonna
they incorporate some of the stuff from the show. Like, they have the ridiculous sunscreen because like there's no ozone in California. So you have to put on this sunscreen that causes cancer and burning sensations while you're wearing it. So like you have to go through this mission where you're like, some guy is like suffering from putting on this like sunscreen and RoboCop's like, you should have thought about this before you did it. Like, it's very stupid.
Yeah.
All right,
It's a lot of
in
fun.
an attempt to
Story
speed this
nonsense.
along before Delvin leaves us,
Keep going.
I'm going to cut out half of our superlatives. This is the bullet time, like the fast round. I want to hear, do you have a game that you have buyer's remorse for, and or what game do you want a sequel for most? For me, it was, let's see here, Penny's Big Breakaway. That was my buyer's remorse game. And the sequel game for me is Warhammer. Of course, I want more Space Marine. Me Space Marine 3, 4, 5, 6, keep them coming. So, quick round. Sean?
Plucky Squire. I didn't end up loving it. I liked the beginning of it. Didn't love the end of it.
Common thing, yeah.
Unfortunate. I really want to love that game. Really cool. I want a sequel to Nintendo World Championships NES Edition. I want Super Nintendo Edition.
Super Nintendo.
Can't believe that's a real game.
Delvin, buyer's remorse?
Animal Well.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Game's
I
fucking
thought you were
stupid.
going to say Alone in the Dark for sure.
Lone Dark's boring. Animal Well's stupid. Didn't like
Okay.
it. Didn't enjoy it. Like,
Damn.
why did I buy this?
Damn.
I believe the hype. Did not enjoy it
Okay.
at all. Sequel, Star Wars Outlaws.
Yeah.
I feel like the
that
sequel
was
to get
coming.
everything right. The people that complained about the first one.
If Ubisoft's still around. Dev?
Probably not. Bro.
No buyer's remorse because I'd have to buy things to have remorse for them, but no buyer's remorse. Only
No
buy gems.
regrets.
We know this. We've been over this.
Only gems.
Only gems, baby. Sequel? To anything I played this year, no. Things I've played previously, I'm here for a control sequel.
Destiny.
I need that.
It's coming.
Prince
2028.
Persia.
I don't need a sequel to that.
TPR?
I'm taking your spot. That's fine. You're not taking it.
All right,
okay.
buyer's
Okay.
remorse. Of course, it didn't come out this year, but I bought Gran Turismo 7 at a moderately high price, and I barely played it. I didn't really like it that much, unfortunately. So,
Now it's free.
Yep. Boring.
sequel, Helldivers.
I liked
just-
it. I played it for like 40 minutes and liked it. I didn't play it a whole lot.
There you go.
What
Yeah,
little
there you
I
go.
played it, I
40
enjoyed it.
minutes.
I
Exactly.
think I was trying to go manual, and that's what screwed it up. Maybe I need to put the training wheels on. But
Yes.
Helldivers, more Helldivers.
Yep.
Helldivers perpetually for the rest of time.
Helldivers
Please,
3.
in this format, they have in Helldivers 2. Thank you.
Starts.
No regrets. Everything that I purchased this year, I enjoyed.
No regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets whatsoever. And what do I want to see a sequel to? Just because I can't think of anything, and it's a bullet round. RoboCop. Give me another
Okay.
one.
Nice.
That'll be fun.
Okay. So now we're going to do our predictions. But before we do our predictions, I'm going to recap last year. So every year we do,
Oh,
what do you
no.
think? We're about to do this in a minute, so you guys start thinking about this now. I need a prediction for 2025.
Okay.
I need a prediction on what you think your 2025 favorite game will be, and then a sleeper pick. And when I say sleeper pick, I mean a sleeper pick, not GTA 6, not some bullshit like that. Okay, a sleeper pick, like something out there. So while you guys think of that, here's what we said last year. It's like my favorite part of this podcast. Last year, I said my game of the year was going to be Hellblade.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Not that far off. My sleeper pick was Stalker 2 or Plucky Squire.
Oh, I didn't. I missed that. I don't know if I care.
I haven't
if I missed
even
it.
played Stalker 2.
I don't know.
I'm going to.
Yeah.
I held off because launch
Yeah, it's not
seemed
done.
rough. So I'm going to give it a little. Like I was trying.
Yep,
I was
yep.
drinking the Sean Capri Kool-Aid. I was like, let's give it some
Just wait.
time.
Mhm.
But my prediction last year was that we were going to see the next Gears of War game in 2024.
Yo,
Fucking
nailed it. Nailed
Yes!
it. Nice.
Rebecca's favorite game prediction last year was Mystery Switch 2 game. That's
Crushed
what she
it.
said. It was a Mystery Switch 2 launch game.
Well, she's kind of right.
Is
Echoes
she?
of Wisdom probably her favorite game.
What?
That's not a Switch 2 game. It was Mystery
yeah.
Switch 2 launch game.
It's
But I
gonna
think
be on Switch 2.
I think you're right. Yeah, Echoes probably fits in there. Her sleeper pick was Peach Showtime. I wish she was here to tell us.
That was wrong.
Yeah, oof.
That was completely.
Her prediction for 2024 was that we would see Metroid Prime 4 in 2024 and that it would release in 2025. And I think she fucking nailed it. Like, good picks.
Yeah.
Kyle said his favorite game was going to be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and his sleeper pick was Cat Quest 3 or
Nice.
Foam Stars.
Oh,
Foam
Kyle.
Stars enters the chat.
Just message us know.
Garrett Bland thought his favorite game in 2024 was going to be Avowed.
That
This is why I love doing these. His sleeper pick was Pokemon Legends Za.
Oh, Garrett.
Neither one of them.
Adorable.
Haley's pick for her favorite game in 2024 was going to be Suicide Squad.
Well,
That's amazing.
Her sleeper pick was a Lollipop Chainsaw remake, which it's not too bad. Delvin's pick for favorite game in 2024 was going to be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
did not give a fuck
Do you
about
even
it at all.
play it?
Damn.
Did not care about it at all.
Play it?
XP is batting 1,000.
Guess what his sleeper pick was? Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
That game sucked.
So this time a year ago, people were really high on Suicide Squad. People were very excited. All right. So this is going to be our year. This is our time where we lock these in. So my prediction for my favorite 2025 game is going to be Doom the Dark Ages
Oh, damn it.
and or Fable. And my sleeper pick is going to be Mafia. That's what I'm going to go with. My prediction for 2025 is that there's no 3D Mario game in 2025.
Yeah,
It's
I can see it.
It's Luigi's Mansion.
Oh, it better not be. No.
I don't think this. It's just a prediction. The prediction is that they show the next 3D Mario game for actually 2026, and that Luigi's Mansion would it be 4? Luigi's Mansion 4 is coming this year, 2025. That's my prediction. So Haley her favorite game is Borderlands 4. GTA 6 gets delayed. Chalfie's prediction, for those of you that didn't make it earlier, is that Delvin buys a second PSVR 2 by the end of the year. That's Chalfie's prediction. Which
Gotta have one at each house.
I threw out the possibility. What if they come out with a wireless update? Delvin's definitely buying that shit.
That shit may have sailed.
So I'm just going to walk down by the ones I wrote down so I can do my notes. Dev, give me your prediction for 2025.
My favorite game?
Sure.
South of Midnight.
Okay.
Ooh.
Looks great.
Sleeper pick replaced.
Nice.
And prediction: Wolverine gets dated, but for 2026.
Those are great.
Ooh.
I had both
Sorry.
of those things on my short list. I had South of Midnight as my sleeper, and I had replaced as my prediction, but I went with the other ones instead.
Do we have a
All
date
right.
for South of Midnight, or is that 2025?
It's 2025, but not a date.
Yeah, son of a gun.
Delvin.
My game of the year in 2025 will be South of Midnight. My sleeper pick will be Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra.
Nice. I was hoping somebody was going to bring that up.
Damn,
Black
Delvin.
Panther Captain America game, baby. That's all. That says Delvin all over it.
I completely forgot
So
everything
did
you
Suicide Squad.
No, that did not.
It did. It did, though. You were super excited.
That game was super terrible.
What's your prediction?
My prediction is, you know what? Xbox will announce a portable.
Okay. The Xbox announces handheld. Not bad. TPR.
All right, I think my favorite game will be GTA 6. My sleeper pick is Avowed. And I think Metroid Prime 4 actually will release in 2025.
I feel like that's safe, but I'll allow it.
Is that
Yeah.
too safe? It could go more.
It's pretty safe. Like I think
like
I think we
TPR.
all think Metroid
All right,
Prime
all right,
4.
no, wipe that. Earthbound, the Mother series gets a new game.
I mean, that's
There,
the complete
now we're
opposite end of the
Now we're
spectrum.
fucking talking.
Now I got to root for TPR.
Dude, if he gets it, can you imagine?
Oh, that's the best part about this. Sean,
Swinging for the fences. I feel like I don't understand what sleeper pick means, but I'll go for this anyways.
yeah, you do.
I hope that my favorite game of the year next year is Assassin's Creed Shadows. I'm really looking forward to it. I was going to say Doom, but Donnie said Doom, but I just wanted to voice that out. My sleeper pick is a game called 33 Immortals, where you play with 33 people. I think that game looks real cool. I love the animation style and the random ass number of 33 players in it.
That's a great
That
sleeper pick.
is a sleeper pick.
Yeah. You understand it. You get it.
Okay, well, then it's like sleeper pick is avowed. It's like fucking first party, like
Yeah, but
proven
it's not
track
like
record.
come proven track record.
Proven.
From Obsidian?
Okay.
Okay, maybe I don't get. Like I said,
Yeah,
maybe
I
I
don't
don't
know.
get it. Yeah,
The correction.
I don't know about all
track
that.
record. Not proven.
yeah.
track
Oh,
record.
wow,
Just-
Jesus.
If you were to be
Yeah.
like Madden, I'd be like, come on.
No, you're right. Yeah, of course, Obsidian. You never know what you're going to get
Well,
with
sleeper
them in
pick
terms
should
of
have been
quality.
bad.
Yeah, good luck.
It is a
I'm not
mixed
touching
bag.
Nintendo with my predictions for next year. There's no shot. I don't want to do that. I think we will see the next console from Xbox next year.
Wow, that's a big one.
I think we'll do that before handheld.
So they're just gonna show like a bunch of things because everything's an Xbox.
Everything's
Yes.
Xbox.
Basically, well, this podcast is an Xbox.
It's gonna
Yeah.
be a big picture of TPR's face.
His face
Yeah.
is an
This
Xbox.
is an
Yeah.
Xbox.
This is
Yeah.
our new console.
Use
Yeah.
pizza box.
I think it's going to be them like skipping the half step, the pro, and they just go
Yeah.
to whatever's
We
next
just
and
go
get
right
to
to
a
it.
better naming
I think
convention,
you're right.
for God's sakes.
I mean, I've thought
Trojan
that for a
condoms,
long
this
time.
Xbox.
I don't think the next year goes by where they don't announce what their plan is for console.
Yep.
It may not come out next year.
The
but they have to
362.
announce. They have to announce something,
Spoilers.
especially if like the Steam
They
Machine
don't have
shit
a
is
plan.
real. If this Steam
362.
Machine shit is real, they're
Yeah.
kind of it's not great for them.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. Snurts.
Favorite game in 2025 will be Ghost of Yote.
Probably.
My sleeper pick joke answer is Hello Kitty Island Adventure on Switch.
Goddamn right.
Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
My real answer is the same as Delvin, man. You and me just thinking the same way. Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra. I think it's not really on a lot of people's radar. It's going to hit, get some buzz,
It's gonna be
and
Oh, it's
do
not on my radar. What the hell?
Captain America Black Panther. Let's go. Punching
Team up
Nazis,
games.
right?
Does
Yeah.
it have a
Yeah.
release date or window or anything?
2025 is the window.
2025.
It's in
Oh,
one
so
of
it's
those
coming
like 2025 maybe. Who knows?
The guy
But
from The Walking Dead is playing Black Panther. That's how I know that he did a whole interview about it.
oh yeah. Awesome.
Carrie.
Good.
Can't remember his last name.
The dude
Carrie
with the
Payton.
tiger, right?
It's coming in 2026. Yeah.
So what's your prediction for the year?
I'm not good at predictions, so I'm just gonna say what
Nobody
I want
is.
to happen.
No one
I'm
is.
just gonna
Yeah,
I'm gonna
nobody
put
is.
this out in the world, and I want it to happen next
The
year.
world's gonna-
Will it into existence?
Microsoft will announce Halo Combat Evolved Remastered, and it will release on the Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch 2.
I think you're right about that. I think you are good at predictions, actually.
That's a very good
I
point.
appreciate that because I want it, and I'll give you $70 for a
There's no
remaster.
point in remaking if you're not going to bring it to other platforms.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think you're
I've
I've
right.
been saying that the whole time. They are remaking it.
It's going to be cross-platform for at least Xbox and PlayStation. At least
Was the Master Chief Collection not a remake?
It was a
It was.
remaster.
So it collected the anniversary. They already had remade Combat Evolved
Yeah.
with the anniversary
Oh, yeah, they did.
Okay.
and for 1 and
Correct.
2. And those are excellent, by the way.
So-
Like the anniversary treatment is a thing and it's beautiful.
They're gonna remake
So
it again.
it's a high bar to do it over again.
Yeah,
It
but
is.
gimme. I know.
They're going to do it. It's going to be. They're going to do it in Unreal Engine. They're going to do all the buzzwords, the Lumen, and all that. And there's no reason to do that if you're not going to put it on other platforms.
Yep.
I've been saying let's like switch land for months. Like I feel like that's the path forward. I don't know if it's going to be next year or not. I hope you're right, Stearns.
I think it'll be announced. I don't know.
The
I don't think
Xbox
it's gonna
fan in
come
me
out.
wants Halo to reestablish its footing where it belongs.
Yeah.
And I think that's the first step in doing it, is meeting the players where the players are. So I'm all on board. I think these are great. I can't wait to look forward to them. I can't wait till we revisit them next year like we did this past year. So it was really funny I actually didn't write them down last year, so I had to listen to last year's podcast and write them down. And to hear Haley talk about Suicide Squad and Delvin talk about you, I was like, oh no. It is a very fun little time capsule. Or even Rebecca, Princess Peach Showtime, which was...
And if Hello Kitty Island Adventure does blow up, I'm
Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
Myself. Yeah, come on, Cam.
I did write down some notables. I want to just read them off because the notable releases that we're looking forward for the year ahead: GTA 6, Monster Hunter Wilds, Ghosts of Yote, Doom: The Dark Ages, Metroid Prime 4, Marvel 1943, Metal Gear Solid, Snake Eater, South of Midnight, Death Stranding 2, Avowed, Assassin's Creed Shadows, and Civ 7.
And Fable.
Yeah.
Big year. I really hope Fable makes it. I think it will, but I'm not
I think
sure
it's going to be a big
sure
sales year too, with the Switch 2 coming out, GTA 6. I mean,
like you really hope, yeah, like that juices the numbers and gets things going again.
All the games you just listed, Donnie, like I really do think we're in for a bang.
I think most of those games make it.
Yeah.
Unlike last year where like half of them got delayed, I actually think most of everything I just read, I think make it. Honestly, of all the ones that I think don't make it, it's probably GTA 6. Like I'm kind of like I've been on that. I just always expect GTA to be delayed. Like it's like Zelda. It's like they're like, we've built it for a long time. We're gonna make it. We're sure. I'm like, okay. Like every time I'm like, sure, we'll see. Like I'm still holding that until they start releasing. Until I see boxes in stores, I'll kind of always expect at least one delay, right? Like one delay. But we'll see. Maybe it is.
And hopefully
GTA's sixth year.
The delays are worth it, so we do not get an incomplete game at launch, and we don't have to wait a year for GTA to get good. You know,
it's Rockstar.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll get the early version, and then we'll get the definitive version, the best version, and then we'll get the PC version 4 years later, and then it'll be like the one that we want.
Yeah, 6 version, handheld version.
Yeah. All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is 3.5 hours of Christmas goodness featuring T, Chalfie, Dev, TPR, Snurts, Sean Capri, Delvin, Haley, and myself. Everybody at PSVG came and went through here at some point. We wish you the very best Christmas. I hope you have a blast with you and your family. If you've got kids, if you are a kid and you're hanging out with your parents, we wish you all the best video game times and all the fun. And we're taking off. So from this point forward, from the 7th until I think it's the New Year's Day, we've got a few weeks off here. So we hope you enjoy our Christmas episode and the wrap up of what 2024 was and a look ahead of what 2025 might be. And then we'll catch you back in 2025. On New Year's Day, we'll be back and we'll keep doing what we do. So with that said, everybody, thank you to all of our panelists for joining. I do appreciate it. As somebody who wrangles all these people together, I understand how hard it is to make conflicts and make time to do this. So Sean, TPR, Delvin, Haley, Dev, Snurts, Chalfie T, thank you all for joining me. And Merry Christmas to each and all of you. And thank everybody for coming by. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.